Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawai'i Pacific Health,
creating a healthier Hawaii.
DSE Hawai'i,
Providing customer value.
and Dial Electric Supply.
Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier.
And now, let's go to the campus of Campbell High School. Here's play-by-play announcers Chaz Mihara and Kyle Galdeira.
Aloha and good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to Eva Beach here for a awesome, exciting battle between the Farrington Governors and the Campbell Sabres. Chaz Mihara alongside Kyle Galdeira here, and we are set up beautifully here right across the field. Going to be looking right at Campbell. It's a packed house already. It is actually a special night too. Not only is it the start of the OIA Open regular season, but it's also homecoming already here for Campbell, and I know Kyle was able to see some of the festivities already happening on his way in. But Kyle, we're going to be in for an awesome afternoon of some exciting football.
That's right, Chaz. I walked in after parking today, and I was thinking to myself, am I at the Punahou Carnival? There's all kind of fun stuff going on, and then I walked in, and, oh, by the way, it's a football game. But you mentioned this great matchup today. It's more of a matinee, right? We have two of the best teams, not only in the OIA Open Division, but in the state going at it today. And that's going to lead up to tonight's exciting matchup, even though it's not on air for us, the Kahuku Modern Day matchup. But I'm going to venture to say this is actually going to be a lot more fun to listen to, because you have a team like Farrington making the jump back from D1 to the Open. It's their first Open Division OIA regular season game since 2001. And then you have a team like Campbell, who's been kind of knocking on the door, but that door's been closed by Mililani, Kahuku, and even Kapolei at one point. So I think this might be Campbell's year, and they're going to have to show up and show out today if they're going to continue that solid run.
Yeah, there's so much exciting things that we're going to get a chance to talk about throughout the broadcast. I mean, like you said, first, just both really good teams in the state hitting the field here this afternoon, and probably one of the best quarterbacks of the state here, putting out on pads in number 3, and Jaron Kiave Sagapolutele, the Cal Berkeley commit. I mean, exciting things. I think one of the biggest things that I think we wanted to highlight for him, okay, is that he's actually going to get a chance to etch his name into the record books this afternoon in one category today. That'll be the all-time passing yards here for high school football. He is currently career-wise 9,719 yards coming into today's game, and he's 129 yards away from tying the record from Dylan Gabriel back in 2015 in Mililani. So we're going to get a chance to watch him play his game, do his thing on the field. I'm just super excited to see him here this afternoon.
Yeah, for Jaron Calve Sagapolutele, JK, right, but nothing joking about this guy. Like you said, he might have a crack at not only passing the record held by Dylan Gabriel with 9,848 yards, but he could even surpass 10,000 yards, and he could potentially do it in the first half. Campbell's been putting up more than 550 yards of offense, as we already have a little bit of interaction going on at the 50-yard line. That's live radio for you folks, as the referees doing their good job in that neutral zone there of getting the teams out of the way. But getting back to Sagapolutele, he also already has 100 touchdown passes. So let's say he gets I'm just going to throw it out there. Let's say he gets a handful today. He is on track to then set the all-time touchdown record, which is held by Keoki Alani, the Konowaina quarterback who finished his career in 2023. He has 127. So right now, JK is 27 behind him. He's knocking on the door. We mentioned that for Campbell trying to get the OIA title. Sagapolutele's knocking on the door for a bunch of records this season.
Yeah, super exciting to watch out for this afternoon. Also on the Farrington side, coming into his first year this year, Michael Lafaele, and he's bringing in a bunch of some of his teammates to come and help him here in this game and to run this season. But still, a lot more to talk about. But both teams are kind of both at their sidelines, and they're going to get ready for the Star Spangled Banner and Hawai'i Pono'i. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back here for some more exciting OIA Open Division football right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawai'i Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the HHSAA, are the 36,000 high school sports students in Hawaii. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalu'opolena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Aloha, beautiful people. Wake up in the den with me, Ku'ulei Agbayani, along with Paul Brecht and Michael Lescaro, weekday mornings from 8 to 10, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760, or listen on demand at hawaiisportsradio.com. You can even watch the show every Monday on our YouTube channel. Want to get in on the conversation? Shoot us a text at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481.
This is your home for Dallas Cowboys football. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join us all season long as the Cowboys look to defend their NFC East title and work their way towards Super Bowl 59. We'll bring you all the exciting NFL action each week. Dallas Cowboys football can be heard right here
on Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Brought to you by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union. No matter where on Oahu you stay, you can join Ko'olau FCU today.
Go Cowboys!
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
And welcome back to Ewa Beach here for the pre-game show. Here for some OIA Open Division football. Chaz, Mihara alongside Kyle Galdeira. Farrington Governors visiting the Campbell Sabres here for homecoming, as right now we just finished the anthems and Farrington is currently doing their alma mater right now. But let's go ahead and talk about Campbell right now to start the season. Had a couple games in the preseason. Are 2-0 right now with a win over Damien, 65-35. And then to Punahou, 49-17. And now to start the opening division regular season here at home against a very up-and-coming Farrington team that I think has a lot of tools that are going to surprise some team this year. And I think they're going to put themselves in positions to do well. And I'm looking forward to this Farrington team here this afternoon.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier this is a matchup of 2 of the best teams in the state. Campbell ranked number 1, Farrington around number 7, according to which rankings you look at. But just running through some of the Campbell players, Tanua Lave, he's an all-special teams type of guy, an all-OIA Open first-team member as a DB. he's going to run around the field, make some plays. Scoop Paugofile, he committed to Hawai'i, and they can definitely use some help right now. And he's another guy who is a defensive utility player, and he should show out for them. Rustin Abeng Perez, 81 career catches, over 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns. He led the team in receptions last year with 50 catches, and he should be a guy to look at on offense for Campbell today.
And actually, the matchup that previously happened with both of these squads was a year ago, back in September. Campbell defeated Farrington on the road 42-13. Campbell had about 484 yards of offense to 185 yards offensively for Farrington. Sagapolutele went 24 for 34, 377 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. And for Farrington, Shanson Smith, who is one of the top receivers for this Governor squad, 6 catches and 64 yards on that day. So I think for this Farrington squad, I think they're excited to kind of have their chance to go back and get ready to go. And we also, Michael Escaro also got a chance to go and visit both of these teams earlier this week to kind of check out how are they feeling, the prep work, what's going on. And for Farrington, safety Zion Ziggins is out serving a 1-game suspension after being ejected against St. Louis. JJ Talamoa is available, and he just actually cleared his 1-game suspension. Kingston Samuele, the starting running back for Farrington, was questionable earlier this week, but I think we got note that he is cleared and ready to go for today. And that was your Hawaii Pacific Health injury report, brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health, creating a healthier Hawaii. So real quick, I'm going to head over to you before kickoff. What are some keys real quick for both sides?
Yeah, I think the key for Campbell is keep the foot on the gas pedal. Their offense have been strong all season long. We mentioned over 550 yards per game. Jaren Keanave Sagopolotele has been awesome as a quarterback. They need to keep that solid run going. And for Farrington, it's basically the other way. We're going to go down the other lane, right? Farrington needs to run the ball, play good defense, take the air out of the ball, and not let Campbell really start racing here in Ewa Beach.
And everybody has made the trip out here and has found their respective parking spots. I
barely got one. I'm glad I did.
But yeah, everybody is situating themselves here in a nice cozy setting here at Campbell, as we're actually having the coin toss being escorted by the king and queen here for homecoming, which is super exciting for just prep sports in general to have homecoming on a special day. And actually, it's a really beautiful day here in Ewa Beach, and I don't think we could have asked for anything better here for Saturday afternoon football with homecoming here to start the OIA Open regular season.
Yeah, this is a fun day for football, right? We're here on a midday Saturday afternoon. We have a homecoming matchup already. We have one of the best matchups of the OIA season. It is the regular season kickoff, but this is, I'd venture to say, a state championship level matchup right here in, what is this, week 4, week 5 of the prep football slate. So should be a lot of fun. We're getting the coin toss going right now. You mentioned it's a packed house. It's literally standing room only here at Campbell. And I don't know if they're listening, but I want to give a shout out to the second floor deck on the house right behind us. They're having a big party over there, and if they can hear us, give us a little wave. It's a lot of fun over there.
Yeah, I mean, they've been going hard since earlier this afternoon around lunchtime. During the JV game, they were playing some music, enjoying the festivities, and also just, you talk about the environment here. To our left from our broadcast position, Campbell has a lot of just food trucks, vendors, their concession stand. They had the inflatable helmet that Campbell ran through earlier, so definitely a game-like atmosphere here at Campbell for sure, with their brand new turf as well, which is super exciting. Very happy for this community and this high school to get that done. So big props to the athletic director and the staff for getting Campbell's field ready to go. So the coin toss has finished, and Farrington is going to be actually nearest to us, and Campbell will be on the far sideline. They're going to be in their all black unis today and white numerals, and Farrington is in their white tops, maroon numerals, and maroon bottoms. And they're going to be ready to go here this afternoon as things are getting set up. And I believe Campbell will be starting to kick off the game for us, going from right to left, as Farrington is getting their final adjustment set by special teams. Again, the opening kickoff is powered by Dial Electric Supply, Hawaii premier lighting distributor and supplier. And we're so excited to have this coverage for you wherever you are tuning in from. So mahalo for tuning in here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Yeah, the special teams on the field, and this could be a chance for Farrington to get something going by receiving to start the game. That's usually, and I'm going to call them an underdog because they are on paper at least. If you can hear for Farrington, get a good return, get some solid field position, you can already, like I said, try to take some of that air out of the collective momentum and hot air balloon that Campbell has going to start this season.
So Campbell getting set to start things off here for us. Again, kicking from right to left. As actually Farrington was trying to get in somebody else to come in too, so.
Yeah, as they work that substitution out, it looks like Jacob Talamoa and Chanson Smith back to receive the kickoff. And we are coming to you just to let our listeners know we're a little lower on the elevation, so bear with us as we get some of these numerals. It is a fun broadcast position, though, for sure. Definitely unique every school we go to.
Indeed. So here we go, getting set for kickoff. And they'll walk up to it. A low line driver, as this will be picked up. And back on the return and finding some open space. That is going to be Talamoa. And he'll set up the offense 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, it was a nice run back. He almost broke it there. He kind of got it in the middle of the wash, tried to bounce it out to the right side, and a good job by Campbell sticking to their guns, sticking to their assignments, and making that tackle, because that could have been, instead of a 30-yard start, maybe around the 50-yard line if he had broken that tackle.
So already I can tell you that Samuelu is cleared and ready to go. I see him out on the field for this first snap and his first series. And quarterback Donnie Fa'avi, the junior, claps his hands. Double wides to either side. Some movement on the line from Campbell. And give will go to Samuelu. Will come to the near side, stretches out forward, and so get maybe about 2 yards on that first down give.
Yeah, that was a nice job of turning what could have been nothing into a couple yard, maybe make it 3-yard gain. Campbell's defensive line is really quick. They basically beat the right side of the O-line to the ball there, but the ball carrier bounced it out.
So make it 2nd down and 7 to go here for Farrington. They'll send trips to the near side, single man up top. Fa'avi out of the gun.
Campbell playing a zone defense, trying to draw some action here from Farrington.
Long snap count. And the give. And he'll take it back is Fa'avi as he shuffles his way forward. Looks like he's past the first down marker. And that'll be a nice first down there for Farrington.
So both teams doing really well there. Not only does Farrington get the first down, but it looked like the linebacker for Campbell, Antonio Castro, did a good job. He was the spy on the quarterback, read it all the way. Even though Farrington did get a first down, he limited it to an 8-yard gain and not 18 or even a touchdown.
It's about 10:44 in counting now, still in the first quarter, if you just joined us. Farrington on the drive. 1st and 10 from about the 40. Fa'avi trips up top, single man on the bottom.
A lot of movement by Campbell on the D-line.
And Fa'avi's first pass is going to be complete to the left side. That's Chanson Smith with the reception, short pitch and catch.
Tainoa Olave was the first one there on defense making the tackle. And this defense that Campbell plays is it's a swarming attack. So they play that kind of zone D, move around a lot, almost an amoeba defense where you can't really read it, but guys just hustle to the ball and make those plays.
So 2nd down and 8 here for Farrington, moving from left to right. As now they go back to double wides. Samuelu, the running back, right next to Fa'avi. And Smith is in motion on the jet sweep. He'll get it as he comes near the sideline. And nice swarming tackle there from the Campbell defense to bring down Smith.
Yeah, that was Isaiah Chong making the tackle. And you hear the moans and groans as Farrington O-lineman Abel Ho'opi'i took a tumble. And that's almost resembling a European soccer flop right there. He did get a little shove, but made a little somersault after it to try to get the flag. Referees are right on it, though, and weren't buying it.
So after that play, it'll be a 3rd and 11 now here for Farrington. Let's see what they dial up here on 3rd down.
Yeah, I mentioned Ho'opi'i. He's a 6'4", 350-pound right tackle.
So Fa'avi out of the gun, looks left, will fire. And this one is going to fall incomplete as he was trying to find Smith on the outside.
Yeah, Keyshawn Melvin, a really good job by the senior DB. He went all the way from the middle of the field as the safety, ranged all the way to the sideline and stuck his right hand in there to knock that pass down. He turned what would have been a 15-yard completion into an incompletion, and now Farrington setting up the punt.
And so Lauiti T. Liufa will be awaiting to punt here for Farrington. As back to return is Taino Alave for Campbell.
Talk about special teams. If Campbell can get a field position change here, that'll be big.
It's a high punt, and this will be fair caught from Lave, and he'll set up the offense. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line, and we'll get our first look at Jaren Kiave Sagapolu-Tele, a 6'4", 225-pound senior commit to Cal Berkeley. And we also talked about it earlier in the pregame. 129 yards away from tying the all-time passing yards record.
I believe he also got an offer this week from Utah. So even though he's committed to Cal, the options are still there. So we'll see what he does this season.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Double wides to either side. Sagapolu-Tele looks right. And pass is going to be complete on the far sideline by Tyson Ball. And a big first down and a whole lot more into Farrington territory.
Yeah, Ball is a baller. That was a big boy play right there. Not only did he get position, but he smartly pushed off just enough where he sent the DB, Everest Cole Rodriguez, stumbling. Referee didn't see it. Ended up making a big gain on that pass.
Around 20 yards there on that completion. So 1st and 10. Double wides to either side.
Sagapolu-Tele, a lefty, by the way. He throws a beautiful pass out of that spiral.
As the give will go to Brayston Sansano, the sophomore. And now there's a big pileup at the line. But they'll give him some forward progress for about 4 yards on the first down give.
Yeah, what I like about Campbell is on their roster, they list guys like Sansano, not as a DB, not as a running back, not as a wide receiver, but an athlete. He's one of the athletes on this roster, and he showed it right there going up the middle.
Can play multiple positions, different skill sets. So now make it 2nd down and 6 to go here for Campbell. Sagapolu-Tele will be out of the gun. Steps back, throws over the middle. That one's complete to Rustin Abang Perez, and he's going to take that one to the holly for a 45-yard pitch and catch from Jaren Kiave Sagapolu-Tele.
Yeah, Rustin with a bang right there as we have a flag after the play. Might be an unsportsmanlike penalty, but that was a perfect pass right down the seam. a timing play. Sagapolitelli had the 5-step drop. Didn't even look. He just looked to the right side and let it go, and his receiver was right there for a quick Campbell touchdown.
And just like that, with 7:26 here in the first quarter, Campbell strikes first with a 45-yard touchdown strike.
And already we talked, Chaz, about some of the records that Jaron Calvi Sagapolitelli is chasing. He's already chipping away at that yardage record. And like I said, now he's only 26 touchdowns away from the all-time record for high school football players here in Hawaii. And I think as we look over at the referees, they're talking about if that penalty, and it is going to be touchdown good after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the celebration by Campbell. That's a point of emphasis this year, is all that post-play stuff that you don't want to see, especially in high school. They let it go at college, even more so in the NFL, but they really try to clamp down on that at the high school level.
And so Campbell will set up the PAT. The kick is up, and it is good. So Campbell strikes first, up 7-0 here in the first quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to OIA Football here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
This is your home for Dallas Cowboys football. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join us all season long as the Cowboys look to defend their NFC East title and work their way towards Super Bowl 59. We'll bring you all the exciting NFL action each week. Dallas Cowboys football can be heard right here
on Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Brought to you by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union. No matter where on Oahu you stay, you can join Ko'olau FCU today.
Go Cowboys!
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
And welcome back to Eva Beach. Campbell surges in front off of a 45-yard pitch and catch from Sagapolitelli into the end zone. Up 7-0 here. Campbell with 7:26 to go in the first quarter. As kicking off is Jaden Parker. Smith on the return here for Farrington. Finds some open space. And a stiff arm a man as he's finally brought down near the 40, and a flag comes in at the end of that one. But good field position to start here for Farrington, and let's see how they respond after that touchdown.
Yeah, that flag came in from the back judge. I'm going to venture to say it might be a face mask because of or even a horse collar, the way that tackle was made. So a really good job by Smith of getting that yardage, and it looks like what could be a 15-yard penalty will put Farrington into Campbell territory.
So we await the call. And there you are, right, Kyle? This is the face mask against Campbell. So you're going to tack on to that nice return from Chanson Smith to set up the Farrington offense. And what looks like they'll be starting in Campbell's territory at about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, we have a really veteran crew today on the referee side. Isaac Tavai in the middle. He's actually a corrections guard, so he is very well versed at keeping order. And then, of course, referee Cal Evans wearing the white hat today.
And so looks like Farrington's going to come out in a Wildcat package, and Kingston Samuelu is going to lead this one. So he awaits the snap here on first down, and he'll get the give. Runs to the left, finds an open seam, and gets about 10 yards, and that's going to be a nice first down there for Farrington.
Yeah, and the counter to what I said earlier about Campbell's defense is when they swarm, when they press the line like that, if Farrington can hit the hole like they did to the left side, you turn what could have been a 4-yard run into an 11-yard gain right there. So we'll see if Campbell continues to be aggressive and continues to let Farrington kind of pick their holes if they can get the blocking going.
6:52 and counting here in the first quarter. Campbell up 7-0 over Farrington. Farrington on the drive. Samuelu again, wildcat formation, gets a snap, runs to the far sideline. A nice run. Actually, he didn't get the first down on that run earlier. Now he gets it, as now the sticks will move for a first down for Farrington.
Interesting. It looked like an 11-yard game that then became 9, and then he adds another big one there. So at least they got the first down in the end. And something for Farrington, they've been running to the left consistently. I wonder if Campbell's going to start stacking that side of the ball a little more.
So 1st and 10 now from the Campbell 29-yard line. Again, wildcat formation.
Campbell countering with that zone defense again. DB's playing 5 yards off the line.
And again, Samuelu now trying to find some space, but there comes a Sabre defense and stuffs him for a loss on the play.
Yeah, Kaisen Kupuka'a was one of the first guys to make the hit. And I think Campbell was listening to our broadcast because they probably heard us. And as the pre-snap motion was going, they actually did load up on the right side. So maybe Farrington will start to play into that cat and mouse game and maybe look to go right here. Or even dial up some play action now that Campbell's defense is really starting to creep up on the line.
So actually, Samuelu will head to the sideline for a little while, and going to be leading the Wildcat is going to be Chanson Smith, the senior. So when they go into this Wildcat formation, Smith and Samuelu will take turns in the mix. So 2nd down and 13, and there's a pass from Smith, as this one will be ruled incomplete.
That was a really good call by the line judge there. It's an optical illusion, right? That quick swing pass out to the right. It looked like it could be a lateral, but our point of view was perfect here. It was a forward pass. You want to call that incomplete immediately so you don't get guys like Campbell there trying to return it for a touchdown.
So make it 3rd down and about 12 to go, as Farrington trying to take advantage of the good field position to start after the face mask penalty and the return from Smith.
Yeah, something Darnell Arsenault and I talk about a lot is in this situation for Farrington, you're probably not going to kick the field goal. So you're just trying to get 6 or 7 yards here, set you up for a strong 4th down play.
So play action as Smith will now run with it. Oh, nice tackle on the outside by Campbell to bring him down for a loss.
Yeah, that was Kaisen Kupuka'a again, the senior linebacker. Like you said, Chaz stretched him out, took him all the way to the sideline. And those are the type of plays that you see on the D1 college level. And I'd venture to say, if he can put on some more weight, maybe even at the NFL level.
So we're just under 5 minutes here in the first quarter. It's a 4th down play here for Farrington.
That was a nice idea, but again, going back to what I said before, you want to get yourself at least 6 or 7 yards there. Now they're backed up to 4th and 14.
Trying to get you a number here. That is Smith, and he'll put a man in motion. He'll fake the pass, and now he'll scramble with it, but not going to get much. Brought down for a 1-yard loss. It's going to be a turnover on downs, and Campbell's defense holds strong.
Yeah, that was an awesome job by the Campbell defense. What I like there is normally on 4th and 14, you might play a deep zone and really give up yardage. Campbell was just as aggressive as they would have been on a 4th and 1 play, and because of that, they took advantage of Farrington on that quarterback draw, play action effort, and stuffed them out. It's going to be Campbell's ball yet again.
So 1st down and 10 here for Campbell at their own 34-yard line. Sasano will be to the right of Sagapolutele.
Now the only thing that can cool off Campbell right now is this cloud cover. I'm loving it.
And there's some movement before the snap. Let's see what the flag is about. And looks like...
Yeah, the referees are talking about it. They're going to see, did Farrington draw Campbell off? Nope. It's going to be a false start.
So false start penalty is going to move back Campbell.
And that's something that referees look for is not only is it a clear false start, but did Farrington maybe give a motion? Did they give a verbal signal? But referees talked about it. It is a false start.
So make it 1st and 15. Ball at the 29-yard line. Sagapolutele will be out of the gun. And the give will go to Sassano up the middle as he'll run forward for about 2 to 3 yards, get some of that penalty yardage back.
That was a good job by the Farrington defense. I believe King Tunoa Lolo Tai was in there. He's a wide receiver who also plays a little bit of linebacker / DB. So he's another one of those guys. Even though they don't do like Campbell does and list him as an athlete, he is indeed one of the best student athletes out there for Farrington. So I'm going to go ahead and make that correction on my own roster.
There you go.
He's an athlete.
2nd down and 13. 3 minutes, 45 seconds here in the first quarter. Campbell up 7-0 as they're looking to try and add to that here. Long snap count. Sagapolutele will look right. He's going to take a shot down the sideline, and he had a man but overthrew him in Zayden Alvilar Costa.
Yeah, and that was another one of those timing plays. A 5-step drop, took about 3 seconds, then just whipped it to a spot. And because of the pressure by Peyton Tanavasa, the senior defensive lineman for Farrington, it threw off the timing just a bit. And had that pass been about a half a yard shorter, we'd be looking at another Campbell touchdown.
So 3rd down and 13 to go here for Campbell. Ball spotted at their own 31-yard line. Sagapolutele directing some traffic here with his receivers.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a screen pass here and see what the Campbell athletes can do with it.
And there is a stoppage from the referees.
I think the referee was reminding Sagapolutele to put his mouthpiece in. Definitely one of the safety points of emphasis this year is equipment.
So 3rd down, play action. Sagapolutele backpedals, throws over the middle. That's complete to Tyson Ball. And he'll take that one all the way home on a big 3rd down conversion and score for Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell says, take that screen pass, Kyle. I'm going to throw a bomb instead. And that ball was on the money. 2 ball is not only did he catch it streaking down the hash, but then he curved nicely right into the corner of the end zone to evade the defender. And this is a track meet so far in favor of Campbell today.
And I think, too, you got to give credit to the offensive line for Campbell for allowing Sagapolutele to have that time to scan the field and putting a beauty of a ball right over the middle. And easy for the score there for the Sabres. So Parker with the extra point is up, and it is good. So with 3:18, Campbell hits another strike from Sagapolutele, up 14-0 here over Farrington. You're listening to OIA Football on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyTees.com to skip the line and order online today.
Honey, did you fix the door yet?
Don't worry, the best and brightest are on it.
Well, I don't know if I would go that far.
Oh, not me, dear. I'm talking about Kama'aina Handyman. They have the highest customer service ratings with over 1,000 reviews, and they're voted best handyman service on Oahu.
Oh, Kama'aina Handyman. They fixed our neighbor's windows.
Yep, I went to kama'ainahandyman.com, and they can fix our cabinets and closet doors too.
Huh, and now I don't have to worry about you breaking anything.
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
Mahalo, Kama'aina Handyman.
KGU AM K236CR Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760.
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
And welcome back to Eva Beach here for some OIA Open Division football. Farrington visiting Campbell here on homecoming, and Campbell up 14-0 here in the first quarter with 3:18 left to go. As we'll get this kickoff here for you, as Parker will send this one deep, And Smith will take it for the touchback. But I believe, as we mentioned earlier in our pregame, Sagapolutele was 129 yards away from tying the passing record for the state of Hawaii. And I believe with that touchdown, now he has surpassed that.
Yeah, it's always nice when we talk about something in the pregame and it kind of follows the storyline. And already, we're not even through the first quarter, and Jerankave Sagapolutele does have the all-time passing yards record for Hawaii high school quarterbacks. So congratulations to him. Now the next notch in his belt will be surpassing 10,000 yards, which, if he keeps this pace up, he'll do in the first half.
So Farrington going to be starting from their own 20 and definitely want to try get some things going offensively here. So Fa'avi will come back out, and the give goes to Samuelu, and as he'll dive forward over some Campbell defenders and gets a nice run on first down for 5 yards.
And again, Farrington running left, that seems to be their strength. And while they're making gains, they picked up 6 there. I wouldn't be surprised if Campbell continues to load up on that side. And then the other aspect of it is, for every long bomb that Campbell scores, I'm pretty sure they're going to be happy with giving up 5 or 6 yards at a time, because if Farrington keeps doing that, keeps using the run game, they're basically going to run the clock out on themselves.
So 6-yard gain on that one to make it 2nd down and 4 here for Farrington. And the give will go to Samuelu, and he'll try the right side this time, the nearest towards us. And this one is a successful run as he'll get past the first down and a little bit more to move the chains for Farrington.
Yeah, nice job by Kingston there on the run. He seemed to be slowed down, but then he found that extra gear. He put it into second, put his shoulder down, and picked up a couple of extra yards, and that moves the chains. Props to Chaz. Props to Campbell's defense, though. Not only did they have a tackler going after the ball, but they had a second guy coming in trying to strip it. So we'll keep an eye out for that to see if Campbell can get some turnovers today with that. Basically, what we call it is putting hats on the ball, right? Instead of just a one-on-one attack, you want that whole defense swarming to the ball.
2:08 and counting here in the first quarter. Ball spot at the 36 of Farrington. It's a pass from Fa'avi. That's going to be complete on the far sideline, but a short run after catch from Talamoa. Nice defensive tackling there from Campbell.
Yeah, and that was a nice tunnel screen by Farrington. What you do is you set your blockers up and you literally make a human tunnel, and that quarterback seams it in there right down the pipe, and not only is the catch made, but it's almost like kind of catching a barrel on a wave, right? You just kind of ride that pipeline all the way through, and it turns what would be a 1-yard catch into a 7-yard gain.
So 2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard completion.
Clock is stopped for some reason. Maybe there's a equipment issue. Okay, we are subbing out a player for Campbell, and we are back live.
Zogo trips to the near side. Samuelu next to Fa'avi.
And the trips for Farrington are stacked here. We'll see if they have a special play dialed up.
And they'll give to Samuelu again, as he is actually tackled from behind on this play at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was Shandon Paul Ewan, the senior defensive lineman, doing a good job there. But on the flip side for Farrington, I got to give credit to, again, the big O-lineman, Abel Ho'opi'i, moving bodies for Campbell. Not only did he have his initial block, but then he went second level, and had the running back bounced it out to the right side, he would have been gone because the way was cleared by the big Farrington O-lineman.
So 1 minute and 15 seconds here in the first quarter. It'll be 3rd down and 3 to go here for Campbell. Excuse me, for Farrington on their own 43. Fa'avi out of the gun. Throws to the far sideline, trying to find Smith. Couldn't do it, as they'll fall incomplete on 3rd down.
Yeah, and that was one of those routes where I think Smith was supposed to curl back, but instead he kind of flattened out. And as he ran across, that pass was about 2 yards too short. Maybe a little miscommunication there. Good job, Campbell, at least preventing a successful first down. It's going to be another 4th down attempt coming up here for Farrington.
So now Campbell will be setting up special teams Lave and Paugofie back to return for Campbell as they'll await the punt from Liufau.
And I wouldn't be surprised here if Farrington tries a fake punt. It's only 4th and 4, right about midfield. At this point, if Campbell gets the ball, they're most likely going to air it out again, so you might as well try to get something going at this point.
As he'll take the snap, punt it away. And this will take a nice Farrington bounce, as that'll pin Campbell back deep in their territory at about the 14-yard line. It's a nice punt that time from Liufau.
That was a really good job. It landed at about the 27 and gained about 13 yards on the bounce. And that's what you want to do with that rugby-style punt where he ran out to his right side. And like I mentioned, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a fake punt because the room was there. It's just that Farrington didn't take advantage of it. And when you have that rugby-style attack, Campbell almost has to spy the punter, otherwise he can become a runner.
So 47 seconds left to go in the first quarter, as Campbell will come back out on offense. Sansano next to Sagapolutele. Ball at their own 14. Sansano will get the give up the middle, and he'll be running right into Tomas that time on the defense.
Yeah, Zayas Tomas, the junior linebacker, stood up the running back and drove him. That's weight room right there, using those legs. That's what the squats are all about. He used those big legs to drive the running back, and it's only a gain of 2 for Campbell.
So 2nd down and 8 now after that one. About 20 seconds and counting left here in the first quarter. Campbell up 14-0. As this looks like it'll be the last play of the first quarter. Trips up top, single man on the bottom. Sagapolutele out of the gun. He's pressured, steps up, throws to the near sideline. This one is going to be complete to LVR Costa. And that is going to bring us to the quarter break as Campbell is up 14-0. You're listening to OIA Football right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalua Opalena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
Damage from hurricanes is devastating and traumatic. After these storms, dishonest contractors show up, hoping to make a quick buck from your insurance claim. They'll promise anything if they can get you to sign a contract, collect your payment in advance, and ultimately do no work at all. Avoid being the victim of contractor fraud. Get estimates from at least 3 contractors. Check references, and remember, if you didn't request it, reject it.
To report fraud, call us at 1-800-TEL-NICB. This is a public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Hawaii Pacific Health takes the team approach to providing the expert care you need when and where you need it. Together, we're creating a healthier Hawaii. Chaz, Mihara, Kyle Galdeira here for some OIA Open Division football between Farrington and Campbell here at Homecoming, as Campbell has flipped the side, up 14-0 as we start quarter number 2. And actually, Kyle, you wanted to talk about that last throw real quick from Sagapolutele.
Yeah, most quarterbacks on that play would have taken the sack, but Sagapolutele danced around 2 defenders and turned what would be a 3rd and 15 into a first down.
So here's Sagapolutele on first down, as this one falls incomplete and was almost intercepted that time.
Yeah, Everest Cole Rodriguez jumped the route there, and that probably was the first mistake we've seen from Sagapolutele. He stared down his receiver and telegraphed that pass. So Fortunate for Campbell, they didn't turn it over. And on the flip side, that's what Farrington needs to do, is press the issue and press the receivers, because as we've seen a couple of times today, if Campbell gets some room, they're just going to air it out, and those receivers can run all day. And I do say all day because it is a day game here at Campbell.
So 2nd down and 10 at the Campbell 24. They'll go trips up top, and they'll put a man in motion, and they'll give it up to Sansano, as forward Hargis will give him about 2 yards on that one. So small give, nice defensive tackle there from Farrington D-line.
Yeah, it was a nice version of the run-pass option for Campbell there. Not only did they have a couple of handoff options, but the man that didn't get the handoff, Rustin Abeng Perez, was clear out in the flat. So I'm going to look for Campbell to come back to that. If they maybe run some play action and toss it off to him, that would have been an easy touchdown for Campbell.
11-19 and counting here in the second quarter. 3rd down and 7 to go. Sagapolutele takes his time. Will look left. Pass complete. Aviar Costa, the senior, with the catch. And the first down for Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell just playing on another level right here. Zainin Alviar Costa, I believe, caught that pass. Not only did he know exactly where he needed to be, caught the ball, moved ahead a couple of yards, and that's another one of those timing plays where the receiver is in the exact right spot. Sagapolutele puts the ball right there on a line. Campbell moving the chains yet again.
The 1st down and 10. Now at their 36-yard line. Sagapolutele checking the coverage from Farrington, as they'll fake the give. As now he's going to take a shot over the middle, or actually the far sideline, and this one is caught from a bang Perez, who had the touchdown catch earlier, as he'll get a first down there for Campbell.
Yeah, and again, this offense is poetry in motion for Campbell. The players in the right spots, all the different route trees are running, and because of that, Abeng Perez saw the defense sagging a bit. He cut it and flatlined his route. So basically, being very unselfish. Instead of trying to go for the home run, he cut that route short and got the first down instead of trying to be greedy and make it, let's say, a 20-yard gain. He's like, I'm okay with 13. Let's get that first down. And we're going to have an injury as the Farrington players trying to get off the field. I believe that's Phoenix Umi taking his time, getting some help by the athletic trainers.
Just a freshman on that squad. As, hopefully he can just be out for a couple plays and be right back out there. I'm just impressed of the size. I mean, we're a lot closer, so we have a better vantage point of some of these players. Only a freshman, but 6'1". My goodness.
Yeah, hopefully Umi's okay. He's taking his time. I believe he is a 6'1", 282-pound junior, and he seems to be okay as his teammates talking to him. And that was a smart play by him. He went down. Instead of trying to get off the field quickly and put his defense at a disadvantage, he went down, took his time, and now they get a sub in there for Farrington.
So 1st and 10 now. Here for the Campbell offense.
We have a pre-snap whistle, and we are going to get what I believe is a timeout. Oh, it's a delay of game. Wow. And that's another benefit of Farrington using that injury timeout, is you kind of throw off the rhythm of Campbell because both teams are just kind of waiting out there, getting stagnant, and I think that affected Campbell's offense.
It's a good observation there, Kyle, for sure. And that was because it was back-to-back first down plays for Campbell.
Yeah, they were churning and chugging.
So make it 1st and 15. Sagapolutele will await the snap out of the gun. Sansano right by him. He'll back up, step up, throws off his foot. Pass is complete to Costa, and Costa breaks a few tackles and he will head out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a really good job by Alviar Costa there. Zayden, another athlete for Campbell, turned a swing pass from an 8-yard gain into a big pickup there, getting all that penalty yardage back and more, making a couple men miss and frustrating Farrington to the point where they almost had a personal foul late hit penalty, but luckily for Farrington, the defender let go just in time.
The second down and 2. Sagapulutele will be out of the gun. Long snap count, and he'll give it to Sansano as he kind of tries to find an open lane, and he'll get it, and he'll get past the markers, and he'll get another first down here for Campbell.
That was a really good job by the Sansano running back there, the sophomore. I'm going to say he's on the smaller side, 170 pounds, but he makes up with that size with agility and patience. He danced around a bit, waited for the puka to open, he danced right through, picked up another Campbell first down.
And now this is Campbell. I mean, we've seen them have a quick strike offense, but I almost feel like this is Campbell just kind of taking what Farrington's going to give them and getting, kind of expanding the drive and trying to tire out this Farrington defense.
Right. It helps when you have a 14-point lead because you can adjust your approach that way. Instead of, like Farrington is, they're going to be chasing for the rest of this half.
Here, Sagapolutele is going to be pressured, and now he's going to get brought down in the back for a sack from the Farrington Governors.
Yeah, that was Zayden Maratarangi. He's the linebacker, the senior, 225 pounds, dashing right up the middle. And he did a good job not watching Sagapolutele's top half. He was pump faking and pump faking. He just watched his legs, and that's where he picked up the quarterback and dropped him for a big loss, a big sack of at least 12 yards.
That was a nice play that time from Farrington to kind of put a halt to this Campbell offense. As now after the 10-yard sack, we'll make it second down and 22. So let's see what Campbell draws up here. They'll go trips up top, or check that. That's double wides to either side. Be Sansano, the running back. Sagapolutele, and will step up, will head to his left, throws over the middle, and that one in and out of the hand as he had a receiver in Kupuka'a, but that one falls incomplete.
Yeah, Fats Kupuka'a had a fat first down waiting for him there and just dropped it. I think he was so excited. He was wide open in the middle of the field, and he looked ahead trying to find defenders, and because of that, he couldn't hang on to the ball. But for Sagapolutele, that was a beautiful job of dancing, evading pressure, and tossing a nice ball to his receiver. So we'll see now if Campbell can rebound after that missed opportunity.
So it's 7:38 here in the second quarter. Campbell up 14-0. This is going to be a long third down conversion here, if Campbell can get it. Sagapolutele will have to step up again. Pressure comes. Quick pass to the near side. Falls incomplete. Nice coverage that time from LJ Masalau Salo to kind of be in that right position there for Farrington.
Yeah, that's a good job by Farrington. They were up against it, but then they got that big sack and then the drop by Campbell. And now we'll see with Campbell looking to punt if Farrington can get the ball, hang on to it, and then get something going finally on offense this afternoon.
So now back to punt for Campbell. It's going to be Paul Gofie as he'll wait the snap here.
Yeah, it'll be Everest Cole Rodriguez back to catch the punt, and we've called his name a few times today with his excellent DB play. We'll see if he can get some utility action going as a punt returner, and I think we're going to have a delay of game. Campbell trying to back themselves up and get more room to work with. Maybe get out that pitching wedge and try to stick one inside the 20. I wouldn't know much about that because my pitching wedge usually ends up in some kind of hazard or even somebody's backyard, but that's another story for another day.
So here comes Campbell on special teams. We'll punt it away. Rodriguez back to return. A nice boot here. This will actually take a Farrington bounce as when the special teams will have to catch it before it takes a couple more bounces, and we do have a flag at the end of that one. So let's see what that one's going to be all about here.
Yeah, it might have been one of those plays where the ball was ruled down, but because basically a lot of players think, oh, I'm going to play to the whistle. No, the whistle doesn't kill the play. The action kills the play. So because of that and the lack of a whistle, there might have been some extracurricular hitting going on.
So we're still waiting the call here.
You mentioned a veteran referee crew out there. They're talking it over, taking their time, which is good. You always want to get these big calls right because let's say it is a foul on Campbell. That's going to give Farrington even better field position near the 50.
And here's the call. Personal foul against Campbell.
And it is one of those post-play penalties that, you know, right now it's not really bothering Campbell because they're up 14-0. But let's just say, for the sake of prognostication, they do go on to win this game. That might be one of those type of plays or a mentality that could get them in trouble later in the season or even in the playoffs. So for Coach Darren Johnson, he and his staff are going to have to clean that up.
So after the penalty, it'll be 1st and 10 from the Farrington 44. Samuelu will get the give as he tried to go right this time, but Campbell was ready for him on the right side on that one.
Yeah, Kaisen Kupuka'a was there leading the charge of at least 7 players for Campbell, wrapping up the ball carrier. And that's one of those things where as Campbell continues to lean on the run defense, Farrington's going to have to get the passing game going because once Campbell starts sniffing those out, Farrington's going to have no shot moving the ball against Campbell.
So Fa'avi is the leading passer so far here for Farrington this season. 73 completions, 794 yards and 6 touchdowns, but also 6 interceptions. So 2nd down and 10. Fa'avi will look left. Pass is going to be intercepted. And taking that one back is number 31. As he'll get the ball back for the offense. A nice interception there for Campbell.
Yeah, that was Austin Filoteo basically baiting the quarterback in there, playing zone as a linebacker. And that goes back to what I was saying is when Farrington kept running the ball after time and time again, they basically forced themselves into a passing down, and that's where Campbell dialed up the defense. Like I've been saying, they've been playing great zone defense all day long. Their DBs, their linebackers, and right there that pass went right into the lane, and Filoteo took it back for a Campbell possession into Farrington territory.
Nice respond there that time from the Campbell defense to kind of get the ball back after a few penalties. That long drive earlier. So now they'll set things up. 1st and 10 at their own, at the Farrington 42.
And this is quick strike territory. I'm going to guess Campbell goes for it right here.
So here's Sagapolutele. Pump fakes, scrambles right, shuffles up, throws, pass complete to Abang Perez. What a job that time from Sagapolutele in the pocket to keep that play alive and throw the completion.
Yeah, and Campbell and I were on the same page right there. Abang Perez was the second option. It was actually Zayden Alviar Acosta who was open in the end zone, but because of the great Farrington pressure, it was a check down caught by the backup receiver, and just like that, another Campbell first down. Sabres are clicking today.
And now it looks like there's a little bit of emphasis now moving here for Campbell. As a little quicker to the line, quicker call.
Yeah, it's a great observation there. I think they were a little too methodical on that last drive. Now they're kind of going to that NASCAR speed package.
The 1st and 10 from the Farrington 25. Sagapolutele, play action, pass complete on the far sideline. That's Olivier Costa again. As he'll get another good 7 yards on that one.
Yeah, he's one of those athletes on the roster. Another senior, 5'10", 170 pounds. Not much size to speak of, but as we just saw today with the Canadian Football Hall of Fame induction of Chad Owens, you don't need a lot of size. You just need talent and heart. And right there, Campbell showing it on another successful passing play.
So 5:38 here left to go in the second quarter. Campbell up 14-0. So here's Sagapolutele going to be out of the gun. And he'll put his running back to the right in Sansano. They'll fake it. Sagapolutele to the corner of the end zone, and there's going to be a catch by Tyson Ball, his second touchdown catch here this afternoon to add to the Campbell lead.
And that was beautiful. It was a back shoulder throw a la Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams back when they were together in Green Bay. Basically a three-step drop. You just toss it to that front corner of the end zone where worst case scenario, it's an incomplete pass. Best case right there, easy touchdown for Campbell. Sabres pouring it on here in the first half.
So now Parker will come on out to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and it is good. So another touchdown strike here from Campbell as they're up 21-0 here in the second quarter. You're listening to OIA Football here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Sports allow us to play, learn, and grow. But there's something more important than victory. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe every athlete deserves to be safe. Safe from abuse and misconduct on and off the field. We equip athletes, parents, coaches, and others with the right education to recognize, prevent, and respond to harmful behavior. Join the movement to champion respect and end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
Sunday on Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL. It's a Week 2 showdown in the NFC as the Dallas Cowboys host the New Orleans Saints. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join Kevin Ray, Steve Berline, and me for all the action as Dak Prescott and the 1-0 Cowboys open up their home schedule against Derek Carr and the 1-0 Saints. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
On Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Brought to you by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
A 21-0 lead here on homecoming in this beautiful afternoon here in Ewa Beach. Campbell hosting Farrington here in the OIA Open Division football regular season matchup. Chaz Mihara alongside Kyle Galdeira as Campbell strikes with another quick touchdown. Tyson Ball on the end of that one as Parker will kick things off here. And so head into the end zone for a touchback. But, you know, our first couple plays and drives now watching in this half from Sagapolutele, I mean, you just talk about his awareness in the pocket, his decisions that he makes. You know, he's just really doing a good job of leading the game here so far for Campbell.
Yeah, what I like about him is he knows he's talented, but, you know, he's not too flashy about it, but he's making everybody around him better, right? He's avoiding pressure back there. He's setting up all his receivers. He's not really focusing on just one guy. And because of that, we saw on the last drive, Farrington's defense was totally confused. Their linemen couldn't even get into their stances. Everybody playing on 2 feet, 2-point stances across the board. And because of that, it really allowed Campbell to get wide open there with Tyson Ball in the corner of the end zone. And it's just a pleasure to watch. And I'm wondering now if Farrington can counter it. They really need something on this upcoming drive.
So Wildcat formation on first down. Samuelu will kind of run forward, but only gets about a couple yards on that one.
Yeah, we talked about it throughout the broadcast, Chaz. As Farrington continues to run, Campbell is kind of using that boa constrictor effect right there, putting 8 in the box. Everybody's swarming toward the ball. We saw it last drive with the interception. They're daring Farrington to pass it, and so far, no dice for the Govs.
So 2nd and 8 now as we're reaching the final moments of the first half. 4:36 and counting. As now Smith will do a pass. This one's complete on the near sideline to Ponciano. And Ponciano gets some yards after the catch. about 5 to make this now a third and manageable.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a holding call, though, on Farrington. There was a reason that receiver was able to not only get clear, but get about 10 yards on that play. It was either a block in the back or a hold, as the referees talk about it. And again, Campbell is so quick to get into the backfield. Screen plays like that don't have time to develop. Normally, you would throw that screen, and there's not only some cushion of space, but there's blockers ahead. Right there, the blocker was already pushed into the receiver, and that created what could be a penalty here.
As referees are still discussing, and that's a good eye catch from you there, Kyle. So let's see and await the call here. And actually, there's going to be no flag. They're going to pick it up.
So what I'm thinking happened there was the flag might have been for an illegal man downfield, but because the pass was determined to be behind the line, that rule doesn't play into that play. So because of that, referees talked about it, waved it off, and it will be a successful gain for Farrington after all. And that's something coaches always question referees about is, hey, that lineman is 20 yards downfield. But if the pass, again, is behind the line, all that goes out the window.
So make it 3rd down and 3. So now it looks like they'll head into the Wildcat, Samu Elu. We'll wait for it, and he'll rush forward. And looks like he'll get enough for the 1st down for Farrington and keep the drive alive.
Yeah, that was a good job kind of picking his spot there, darting up the middle. And that was a rare opportunity for Campbell's defense to basically open up. The Black Sea parted, and Farrington took advantage for the 1st down.
So now we're reaching 4 minutes, and now, Kyle, I'm starting to think that Farrington's going to have to start picking up the pace just a little bit to get close to try and get some points here on this last part of the 1st half.
Right. Not only, Chaz, that's a great point, not only picking up the pace, but getting more than 3, 4, 5 yards of play. They really need to start getting some chunk yardage here if they are going to get some points on the scoreboard in this half.
Smith on 1st down, pass complete to Talamoa, as Talamoa will head outside, and now there's some pushing, and actually a ref got pushed after some of that mix-up there.
Yeah, this will be interesting because, okay, let's set the table. The 1st down was made after the play out of bounds, a lot of pushing and shoving, and like you said, if the referee was directly contacted, that's going to be an ejection. Now we'll see, is it on one of the coaches, is it on a player, or was it incidental contact, which would then just be a regular personal foul and not something that warrants disqualification.
Let's see what this is about here. So actually, it's going to be a personal foul. So I don't think, were they saying 2 personal fouls?
So I'm a little confused because the penalty was after the play. The 1st down was made, so it should now be 1st down, not 1st down and 25 or 2nd and 25. So yeah, that might not have been administered correctly. But bad news for Farrington is they lose their 1st down and now are backed up to 2nd and 18.
So that's Talamoa. Now we'll do the Wildcat, and they'll run to the right-hand side as he's trying to get some of that penalty yardage back. A good run of about 8 to 9 yards on that one, and so that'll set up a 3rd down and about 9 to go here for Farrington.
Yeah, it may sound like a broken record, but this is playing right into Campbell's defense. They would love for Farrington to just run that kind of swing pass, option attack, and even though they're picking up yards, they're taking a lot of time off the clock. And again, Campbell's defense, we look at them right now, the DB hasn't been further than 15 yards from the line of scrimmage all game, and they just continue to swarm that line of scrimmage.
As Farrington takes a timeout, we'll take one as well with 2:40 left to go in the 1st half. Campbell up 21-0. You're listening to OIA Football right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. You see, wishes are so powerful, and you can make them real. They can give a child back their childhood, even change the way they feel. Every single one of us can make the stars align. Because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. Wishes need stars like you. Visit Make-A-Wish at wish.org.
Back here at Ava Beach for Campbell and Farrington. Just a couple minutes away from wrapping up the first half. Campbell up 21-0 here over Farrington. Farrington on the drive though. But a big 3rd down and 9 play coming up right here. So Fa'avi will take the snap and is pressured before the throw. Looks like the ball might have came out.
Yeah, the ball is out. Referees are talking about it. And
some of the fans telling their call here.
It is a turnover.
Yep, Campbell will have it. Ball came loose.
And that strip sack was caused by Scoob Pagofie, and he is one of the players we circled to start this game. Basically, athletes all over the field for Campbell, and the quarterback for Farrington there just took way too long, pumping, and finally he got whacked across the arm, dropped the ball. Campbell picked it up. And unlike what the fan next to us said, the player was not down, therefore it is a fumble.
So Campbell called a timeout, but we're going to keep it here. And Kyle, as we're kind of getting ready for the end of the first half, I kind of want to get your points of view from kind of what you observed so far here in the first half from Campbell and Farrington.
Yeah, well, I think Campbell is living up to expectations. We came into this game circling them as one of the clear favorites, not only to win this game, but I would venture to say to win the OIA. I mean, Kuhuku is great as usual, but they're a little down this year because of injuries. Mililani did a great job on their road trip, but you never know until they come back and play teams here in Hawaii. So, as I would say right now, just watching, right before our eyes, Sagapolutele is the real deal, and I wouldn't be surprised if not only do they go for a quick strike here, but then they try to get a 3-and-out and score again before halftime.
I think that's a good call. I mean, you have time, and with this offense, they can strike very quickly, as we saw earlier in the first quarter. So let's see what the Campbell and company can do here. 2:26 here in the second quarter, up 21-0 over Farrington. As they're on the drive, 1st and 10. Sagapolutele gonna throw it up top. Was trying to get it to Olivier Costa, but this one was just a tad bit high and falls incomplete.
Yeah, Everest Cole Rodriguez got away with a little pull there. He tugged on the arm of Olivier Costa, and because of that, it was very well done, very well played. The referee didn't see it. We saw it from here, but that's what slowed down the timing there. And I like that play call by Campbell, though. Had that pass been on the money and had the receiver not been slowed down, that would have been a quick strike touchdown.
So 2nd down and 10. As they'll send trips to the near side and single receiver on the top. Sansano right next to Sagapolutele to his left. Sagapolutele backs up off the back foot, throws over the middle, falls incomplete. There was a shove after Sagapolutele threw, but no call.
Yeah, EJ Tautalasai was very lucky not to get a roughing the passer call there, and referee Cal Evans even warned him after the play, no more of that, because he basically gave Sagapolutele a shove after that pass was thrown. And I think because it was a screen pass, that's maybe why the referee gave him a little more leeway, is that by letting that play develop, the quarterback is kind of opening himself up for that. However, with safety being top of mind, you can't be tossing the quarterback, especially on a pass play.
So 3rd down and 10. Ball at the 32-yard line of Farrington. It is 3rd down here for the Sabres. Sagapolutele will back up. Steps up in the pocket, throws it while he hits. Pass complete as Carvalho finds some open space, puts his head down, and he'll get the first down and a whole lot more to make it 1st and goal Sabres.
Yeah, Sagapolutele is pumped up. He took a big hit by Shannon Iosua Talamoa, the big senior defensive lineman. But even with the hit, he delivered it to the receiver, who made a couple of great moves and got inside the 5-yard line.
What a job that time, and great job by Carvalho, the receiver, to get into a location where Sagapolutele could throw to him while he was in trouble.
Yeah, it's one of those routes where the receiver, we call it sitting, right? He cuts his route off, turns around, sits and waits for that ball as a dump off, and because of that, nobody from Farrington guarded him. He had plenty of green turf to run on.
So 1st and goal here from the Farrington 4. Sagapolutele under center. Long snap call as he'll give it to Sansano. Big pile up. We're waiting for the call, and it looks like he's a tad bit short.
Yeah, so the good thing here for Campbell is even if they are not scoring right away, they are taking a lot of time off the clock. So basically they can set themselves up to punch one more in and then prevent, ideally, Farrington from having any shot of scoring. And what would be a 4-score lead is seeming pretty insurmountable right now.
And yeah, Campbell looking to kind of take their time here, like you said, to kind of bring down that clock. Just under a minute now here in the 2nd quarter. Again, Sagapolutele under center. They'll do play action. Throw over the middle, and that is complete for the 4th passing touchdown here for Sagapolutele. Able to find Bang Perez for his 2nd touchdown this afternoon.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play design there by Campbell. They basically sent everyone, including their linemen, 3 of the receivers out to the left side, and then the receiver who ended up catching it worked his way back against the grain, and with all that movement, he made his way through the wash, caught the ball right before the end line. Another relatively easy touchdown for Campbell, and they're looking to go ahead here, 28-0.
So Parker, actually they're going to fake this one out as now the holder runs out with it, tries to get the 2-point conversion, and he gets it. The holder was number 19.
Yeah, Jason Fernandez there, the senior wide receiver, and that looked like a design, right? It seemed like it initially might have been a bobbled snap, but that was run all the way, and that's basically where you catch a team like Farrington kind of discouraged after giving up a touchdown, maybe sitting back on their heels. And that's one of those, we call it like a fire play, where the holder can actually make that call on his own. I don't think the team told him to do that, but he read the defense, made that play, and now it's a 29-0 lead right before halftime.
And again, you talk about big momentum plays and, like you said, recognizing that mismatch, and just like that, like you said, the discourage from giving up a score. So being able to take advantage of that from Campbell is just, the momentum swing is totally now on their side, and Farrington is going to have to try to slowly build some momentum, especially with the time left, but especially going into the locker rooms for halftime, trying to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and this is the tough part about the way the OIA works, right, is that they adjust based on last year's results. Now, Farrington last year was incredible. Now, they're very good this year, but they are suffering a bit of a drop-off, and because of that, they're now in the Open Division, and you're playing against a team like Campbell, which is peaking, and we're seeing that mismatch right now developing, and that's one of the things that I wish there would be more of a selection committee approach, where instead of basically a formula where winners of certain divisions automatically move up, why not have a panel of experts that get together, almost NCAA tournament style, and actually start to slot those teams in those divisions so we actually have better matchups. I'm not discounting Farrington at all. I'm just saying that it might be a long season for the Govs if they're going to have to go up against teams like Mililani, Kohuku, Kapolei, back to back, as again, Campbell doing a great job on kickoff return coverage.
And Smith kind of ran 25 yards this way, 25 yards that way.
And zero forward.
And will be brought down deep in Farrington's territory to start the drive. But like you said, good coverage from Campbell doing covering their lanes, not kind of giving Smith any open holes for him to kind of run through.
Yeah, just to finish my thought about what I was saying about Farrington is they're an incredibly talented team, but what I'm saying is that the upper echelon of the Open Division, which is now kind of ruled by, I'm going to go out and say it, Campbell, Kahuku, and Mililani, with maybe Kapolei right on the doorstep, it's going to be a tough time, I think, for Farrington to really get up to speed. But on the flip side, if they can kind of maybe go into halftime and get some plays designed and really start to mount a comeback and at least show some effort in the second half, it'll be a nice springboard for them as they get back into Open Division play this year.
So 23 ticks left to go here in the first half. Farrington with the ball as Fa'avi out of the gun. Drops back, throws over the middle. Oh, pass is complete, but the receiver took a hit. Hangs on to the ball as Talamoa got hit from Lave, but no flag call.
Yeah, that's a big missed call by the referees there. That is the textbook hit on a defenseless player. The defender led with his shoulder. In order for it to not be a penalty, the defender needs to lead with a wrap-style tackle. That's the only time you can hit a defenseless receiver with or without the ball. So a missed call there benefits Campbell because that would have been another 15 yards tacked on to that big gain by the Govs.
Well, I'm just glad to see that Talamo is okay as he actually steps out on the field and is now walking on the Farrington sideline, kind of just taking a moment to catch his breath as Farrington did call a timeout to stop the clock with 8 seconds left to go here before the half.
Yeah, some of the Farrington coaches are a bit upset with that no call there. That's one that, you know, as a referee, we actually watch a lot of film and we do film study. That would have been, to me, a textbook flag for basically the defender played the ball and not the player. And what you want to do is play the ball, but like I said, make that wrap-style tackle, and that's the way to legally make a hit before the receiver turns himself into what we call a runner, and that opens himself up for more of those hitting-type plays that we're used to in football.
So after the timeout, it'll be 1st and 10 with 8 seconds left to go. We're reaching probably the final play of the first half. If Farrington can get a quick one here. Pitch goes to Smith and the jet sweep. Finds some open space. Will cut back in, but will be tackled out of bounds. But that will be the last play of the half. So as we head to the halftime, Campbell up 29-0 here over Farrington here on homecoming. We'll step aside real quick and we'll come right back here at Evo Beach. You're listening to OIA Football right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalu'opolena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the HHSAA and the Hawaii Interscholastic Athletic Directors Association.
Hawaii Sports Radio Network is proud to be the official radio broadcast partner of the Oahu Interscholastic Association. Listen live to OIA Sports throughout the year on HSRN 95.1 FM and AM 760. Visit hawaiisportsradio.com and click on the OIA Sports tab for our current play-by-play schedule, photo galleries, or to listen to previous broadcasts. Mahalo to Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, Hawaii Pacific Health, and Dial Electric Supply for their support of OIA Sports, exclusively on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hawaii Pacific Health proudly presents Hawaii Pacific University Sports on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Listen live to HPU men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball on HSRN 95.1 FM, AM 760, or at hawaiisportsradio.com.
OIA Athletics on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
All right, welcome back to Eva Beach here for the halftime. Chaz, Mihara alongside Galdeira here for the opening division regular season matchup between the Farrington Governors and the Campbell Sabres. Campbell up 29-0 here in the first half. And Kyle, as we kind of had a little bit of time to kind of let that first half marinate a little bit, I would like to get your initial thoughts as we wrapped up that first half.
Well, I think my first thought has to be how impressed I am with Jaron Sagapolatelli, who this is the first time seeing him live this year for me. I've seen him in the past, but he just looks so polished and ready to go. And his statistics today, 12 of 18, 256 yards, 4 touchdowns, already on the season in just 2.5 games, including a bunch of time that he sat out because his team was so far ahead. He already has 15 touchdowns, nearly 1,000 yards in just 2.5 games. So very impressive for Campbell. And before I kick it back to you, Chaz, I want to give a shout-out to all our listeners and viewers on our YouTube channel, checking it out. And even though this game isn't televised, we hope that you're enjoying it and continue to watch and listen to us on YouTube and all of our other platforms as well.
Yeah, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. And especially, this is a special occasion here for Campbell. Here on Homecoming, they're doing their homecoming festivities here live right in front of us. The band is ready to play for the awesome crowd that showed out here this afternoon. But again, you talk about just how Campbell was able to kind of just do their thing. And at times in the game, it didn't seem like they were playing outside or outside of what they normally do. Like, it looked under control. They looked like they've done these reps and these plays time and time again, and also just playing under control. And I think for Campbell, this was a good first half, and they definitely want to look to add to that moving forward.
Yeah, and our own Paul Brecht back in the studio doing a great job asked us as we were coming into this segment about what we thought of Campbell. And not only are we impressed with the offense, but we got to give credit to the Campbell defense as well, limiting the Farrington quarterback Fa'avi to just 40 yards. He also threw a pick. And while Samuelo does have 40 yards, basically 4 yards a carry, like I've said throughout the broadcast, Campbell can afford to let Farrington run it. Even though they're picking up 4 or 5 yards at a per clip, you know, when they're up already 4 touchdowns, basically Campbell's defense benefits from that because they can kind of slow the clock and continue to wear down Farrington. So right now, all facets of the game favoring Campbell. We'll see if Farrington, during this halftime break, can dial something up to change this momentum.
And one quick note on Farrington before we do head to a break. At moments, they were doing a good job offensively in running a play, I think doing a mix and a combo of going from the Wildcat to having Fa'avi throw and also Smith throw some passes too. But it's just in terms of where they were in down and distance and all those things, it kind of just forced them to be one-dimensional, and it made it super easy on the Campbell side to kind of cover that.
Right, and that's something we talked about earlier, right, is with Farrington running the ball, you want to open yourself up for play action and use your run to set up the pass game. But the problem now is you're already chasing 4 touchdowns. So that means if you really want to get back into the game, you're going to have to pass. But Campbell already knows they have the number of Farrington's passing game. So what can Farrington do to get something going? Now, we've already seen it a few times, Farrington throwing those swing passes, the screen pass game, and that's all fine and good. But Farrington's going to need to break something big out of that screen game. Otherwise, like I said, they're going to be limited to 3, 4, 5 yards per play, and you can't get back in the game against a team like Campbell doing that.
Well, when we come back, we'll give you some of the halftime adjustments for both sides here at Campbell. But actually, we're going to send it to Paul in a little bit. Paul Brecht in our studios for a brief recap of UH football coming up in just a little bit for you. But we'll step aside here from homecoming, here from Eva Beach, from Campbell, up 29-0 over Farrington. You're listening to OIA football here on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyTees.com to skip the line and order online today.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the HHSAA and the Hawaii Interscholastic Athletic Directors Association.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Your home for USC Trojans football. KGU AM K236CR Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760. You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
Hello and welcome on into the HSRN studios, back into the den. I'm Paul Brecht. I want to say mahalo to everyone tuning in, whether it be on the airwaves of 95.1 FM, AM 760, or on HawaiiSportsRadio.com, or if you are tuning in on our YouTube at Hawaii Sports Radio Network. We appreciate you one way or another as we're at halftime, of the Campbell Farrington game, the matchup between the number 1 Sabres and the number 7 Farrington Govs, where Jaron Keave Songapolotele broke the all-time state passing yards record held originally by Dylan Gabriel, the starting quarterback for the Oregon Ducks currently, in the first half when he connected with Tyson Ball on a 68-yard pass for a score. And it has been smooth sailing for the Sabres throughout the first half, and that is the opposite of what it was for Hawaii's college team at football today, as the Rainbow Warriors hit the road for the first time this season and visited Sam Houston State for the first time ever. The first ever meeting between the two programs, the Bearcats and the Bows, taking on each other in front of a packed-out house in Huntsville, Texas. 15,134 fans in attendance, the most ever for a Sam Houston State football game. And the Bearcats put on a show for those fans in attendance right away, putting a 75-yard drive over 9 plays to score a touchdown on the game's very first possession, the opening possession of the game. And it didn't matter what it was, whether it was running the ball or throwing the ball, it was all success for Sam Houston. And then from there, the offense for Hawaii truly struggling from the jump, going 3 and out, giving the ball right back to Sam Houston. And while the Bearcats didn't get success right away, as the Hawaii defense once again tried to step up, as Elijah Robinson punched a ball out to force a fumble, and it was recovered by the Rainbow Warriors to set up Hawaii inside Bearcats territory. And after pushing the ball a little bit further, a couple of penalties hold the Rainbow Warriors back, and they have to settle for a 42-yard field goal try by Kensei Matsuzawa, who ended up missing it wide left. And that should have been a little bit of something of a precursor to come for Hawaii, as nothing really going right for the Rainbow Warriors from there. It continued to go poorly as the defense held up their end of the bargain, playing for 20 minutes out of the 30 in the first half, holding Sam Houston State to just 17 points, despite being out there for double the time that their counterparts for the Bearcats were. And it was a frustrating performance in a lot of ways for the Rainbow Warriors, as they fell to 1-2 on the season and 1-12 now on the road in the Timmy Chang era. And I think the bigger thing is now 0-3 coming off byes, something that is a key for Hawaii this season, as they are a team with 3 bye weeks this year, 2 more after the one that they just experienced. So they will have to figure that out should they want to get back into a bowl game, which they have not done in a number of years. Looking at the stats for Hawaii, Braden Shager ended the game completing 50% of his passes, 21 of 42 on the day for 252 yards, a touchdown, and an interception, taking a pair of sacks. And he was without his starting right tackle in Luke Felix Fualalo, but throughout the day, he was also on the run. A good job by the Bearcats defense to get some pressure on the hometown boy visiting back in Texas for the first time in his college career. One of the lone bright spots for the Hawaii offense was Cam Barfield. In limited attempts, had 5 rushes for 24 yards, just a hair under 5 yards per carry. So perhaps something, finally an answer in the backfield for Hawaii. And then in the receiving game, it was Pafele Ashlock with his normal day at the office with 8 receptions for 84 yards and a touchdown. But after that, once again, not as good for the rest of the Hawaii core. Too many drops. And the biggest story throughout the day for the Hawaii team has to be the penalties, where the Rainbow Warriors, every time they had any type of positive momentum, ended up having to give it right back, as the penalties ended up stunning any type of momentum for Hawaii. They committed 14 penalties for 122 extra yards given to Sam Houston State. So now the Rainbow Warriors will return home next week against an FCS squad in northern Iowa, and a big one for them there to figure it out. You want to hear our full thoughts on the game, you'll want to tune in on Monday at the same place, 95.1 FM, AM 760, or Hawaii Sports Radio Network's YouTube channel, to hear all of our thoughts on Wake Up in the Den for the for Hawaii Rainbow Warriors football. Going to send it back on over to Eva, where Kyle Galdeira and Chaz Mihara will have the second half of action coming on up for Campbell versus Farrington. You're listening to the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the HHSAA and the Hawaii Interscholastic Athletic Directors Association.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
And back here at Eva Beach, enjoying the homecoming festivities here for Campbell Sabres and company, as currently the homecoming court is doing an awesome performance for the Campbell faithful here, as their Sabres are up here on homecoming 29-0 here over Farrington in the opening division here for the OIA regular season. And big thanks to Paul in our studios for giving you that recap of UH football. Unfortunately came into a loss this afternoon, but continue to cheer on our UH faithful for sure. So make sure you tune in for more of some recap and some extra analysis on Wake Up in the Den coming up on Monday with Ku'ule, Paul, and Michael Lescaro. Make sure you tune in 8 to 10 right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. So real quick, Kyle, as we're reaching the last moments here of halftime, what are some adjustments that you think is going to be very crucial? We'll first start off with Farrington. What are some things that they can immediately kind of do right now just to kind of build some momentum, get things going for them offensively and defensively, and then we'll wrap up with Campbell on the back end.
Yeah, well, I think importantly, Samuela and Talamoa running the ball already basically 11 carries for 50 yards combined. So they need to keep doing that, but then they need to start mixing in play action and get the passing game going, because they're already down 4 touchdowns, and you can't make that deficit up by only running the ball. for Campbell, keep doing what you're doing. Continue to play your game. Don't look at that scoreboard and say, we're going to take it easy. We're going to make adjustments. Just keep doing what you're doing. Otherwise, you might let a hungry Farrington team back into this game.
And there are your halftime adjustments for Campbell and for Farrington. And just want to give you some scores around the league as well, what's going on. Right now in the second quarter, McKinley is hosting Kalani, at Kaiser rather. But McKinley is up 12-7 in that one. Baldwin and Molokai is finished as Baldwin got a win up 63-0, and still waiting for Radford and Kailua. They are still in progress right now. So that's some of the scores around the league. Our score currently is 29-0 here at the half, and when we come back, we'll be ready to take second half for you here from Eva Beach as homecoming festivities are wrapping up here for the Sabres. But we'll be back for second half, 29-0, Farrington, Campbell up, right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
This is your home for Dallas Cowboys football. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join us all season long as the Cowboys look to defend their NFC East title and work their way towards Super Bowl 59. We'll bring you all the exciting NFL action each week. Dallas Cowboys football can be heard right here
on Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Brought to you by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union. No matter where on Oahu you stay, you can join Ko'olau FCU today.
Go Cowboys!
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
He deals 2-2. Swung on. Crushed. Left field. This one is hammered on the way. Gone. Just short of the upper deck. Julio, a missile. He launched it. The building erupts.
The Seattle Mariners are on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. Listen live throughout the season on 95.1 FM and AM 760. Visit hawaiisportsradio.com for the current broadcast schedule.
I love this song! I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be buzzed.
You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzz warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Chaz, Mihara, Kyle Galdeira here back at Eva Beach for the second half of the regular season opening game here between the Farrington Governors and the Campbell Sabres, as the Sabres went into halftime up 29-0. As now we're going to get a chance to see some of the adjustments that were made, and let's see how this second half will continue, as we're so glad you are joining us and tuning in wherever you may be here at Hawaii Sports Radio Network. So Farrington will be kicking off from right to left to start the second half, as Campbell will be receiving.
Pardon me, Chaz. This is big for Campbell because I totally forgot to mention that with Campbell scoring before halftime, they now get that 2-for-1 opportunity. I know Darnell Arsenault and Derek Branch like to call that period between 2 minutes of the second quarter and 2 minutes of the third quarter, almost like the fifth period. And if you can get 2 scores in that fifth period, it's hard to lose. And if Campbell can come back and get a score here, things might be out of hand for Farrington.
It's a good point there that you bring up, Kyle, as Farrington is going to have to wait a little while to try and get the ball back and to get onto the scoreboard here in the second half. Going to have to hold this Campbell offense first on the first drive of the second half. So Farrington lining things up and getting ready to go. As we get the signal, kickoff is underway. As on the return is going to be Costa, on the return for Campbell. As he'll set things up around the 25-30 yard line, and Campbell will come back out here on the second half drive.
Yeah, and Olivia Acosta almost took that one to the house. What Farrington did was they lined up their gunners to the right side, basically kicked it from left to right. And then what I like to do when I play Madden is you run the counter, right? So Campbell ran left to right, and Alviar Costa almost broke it there, but barely got tackled. That would have been an instant score for Campbell.
So it'll be 1st and 10 here at the 37-yard line of Campbell. Sagapolutele going to be out of the gun. Sansano right by him, and the give will go to Sansano, but he's going to get tackled in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, that was a big tackle by the D lineman there. I don't happen to have him on my roster. It was big number 97 for Farrington. Not only the tackle, but almost WWE suplex-esque there on the takedown in the backfield. A loss of, we're going to call it 3. And is the Campbell player hurt after that takedown? I would be hurt, too, after being body slammed like that.
Yeah, that's Sansano now on the turf as the training staff is taking a look. They actually pop him up. And good to see that he is up on his own power, and that's a good time for us to let you know that Hawaii Pacific Health takes a team approach to providing the expert care you need when and where you need it. Together, we're creating a healthier Hawaii. So Sansano will be out for maybe a couple plays and will be back. So Olivier Costa now will take his place, or check that. Zyler Jara, the 5'9 senior, will now be inserted in as running back. So Sagapolutele takes his drop back, steps up, pressured, stiffs arms a man as he gets some open space on the far sideline and will head out of bounds close to the sticks.
And what a play by the quarterback for Campbell there. Not only did he avoid the sack, but then he turned it into what looks like nearly a first down gain, but just the patience that the quarterback showed there. He wasn't in a rush, wasn't in a hurry, made his way up the field, dipping and diving and dodging and ducking his way out of bounds for what is now a 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 2 at their own 45.
And now Campbell is kind of just slowly taking their time now offensively. It's kind of like a relaxed start to the second half here for them. So 3rd down and 2, like Kyle mentioned. Sagapolutele, quick draw back. Pass is going to be picked off by the corner. That's low Titi Liufau, and he is just going to make it, waiting for the signal. He got it. A pick 6 to get Farrington on the board.
And Liufau read that one like a book. Sagapolutele telegraphed that pass. That's the second time today he's done that. He kind of stares down the receiver, very counter to what he's been doing with the timing play, and he takes that ball to the house. A 51-yard return for touchdown, and just like that, Farrington showing signs of life for the first time here today.
And what a job that time from the governor stepping up and Liu Fao leading the charge to get Farrington, like you said, some life as Ponciano is on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. So off of a 51-yard pick 6, Liu Fao gets Farrington on the board, trailing 29-7. You're listening to OIA Football right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke. I couldn't speak or walk.
This is high blood pressure. Get back on your plan. Go to loweryourhbp.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
And back here at Eva as we're trying not to get distracted by the Krispy Kreme donuts coming right by us. But here in kickoff, as the kickoff goes to Bang Perez as he is trying to find some open space on the special teams return, and we'll take it to about the 33-yard line.
I got a segue for you. We can't get our own donuts here, but Farrington avoided the donut on the scoreboard by getting that pick six, a 51-yard run back. And we'll see now if Farrington on defense can keep that momentum going. Even if they don't get another interception or a turnover, at least a 3-and-out here would go a long way in continuing to inch back into this ball game.
At 10:44 here in the third quarter, as the interception, like you said, puts Farrington on the board, 29-7. As now Sagapolutele and company will come back out. Sansano is going to be right next to him. Long snap count, as he'll look left. Pass downfield, the fingertips away from a Bang Perez.
Yeah, it was one of those timing plays again where I think Sagapolutele was a little too energized on that pass. He had his receiver wide open, and he missed him, like you said, Chaz, just off the fingertips by about a couple of feet. And because of that, it's a long incompletion for Campbell.
So 2nd down and 10. Campbell will now come out with double wides to either side. Sansano to the left of Sagapolutele. Farrington showing a little blitz here. Quick pass over the middle. That's complete to Carvalho. And Carvalho, with the second effort, is going to get the first down here for Campbell,
Yeah, that kind of reminded me a little of Marcus Mariota, how he kind of gave that on short passes, that little flick, and there's not much time for the defense to react. And because of that, the athletic Campbell receivers are getting a lot of yak, a lot of yards after catch, and right there it resulted in a first down for the Sabres.
10-16 and counting here in the third quarter. 29-7 is your score. Sagapolutele will give to Sansano. Shuffles through and is going to be tackled short of the first down marker. Pickup of 7 there for the sophomore sensation in Sansano.
Yeah, Sansano would have had a touchdown there had it not been for the shoestring tackle by E.J. Talasati. And that one was a beautifully designed run by Campbell. Basically a counter. He started right, blockers went right, and then he dashed back to the left side, found little opening. And had it not been for E.J.'s tackle, that would have been an easy 6 for Campbell.
So 9:33 and counting here in the third quarter. 2nd down and 3, ball at the 47-yard line of Campbell. Sagapolutele drops back, pass on the far sideline. That one is going to be caught for the first down, and that was, again, Olivier Costa with the reception.
Yeah, we saw this last week with Darnell Arsenault and I calling the Aiea Nanakuli game. What Aiea would do is isolate their best receiver on the left side and have trips to the opposite side. What you do is you draw your defense away, basically create a one-on-one matchup with a deep safety, and that's what Campbell is feasting on here. Until Farrington brings up their DBs a bit and really plays man coverage, they can hit that all day.
So 1st and 10 now in Farrington territory. Sansano will get the give. Trying to get to the outside. And actually he found an open hole and is brought down for a good gain of about 7 on that one.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits of Sansano not being too big, is that normal, and I say normal in quotes, running backs would be stopped on that first effort, but Sansano just has that extra gear, that little turbo boost that he hits, pops ahead, turns it into a 6-yard run instead of what could have been a no gain or even a 1-yard gainer.
So 2nd down and 4, ball at the Farrington 29. 8:15 and counting here in the 3rd quarter.
Maybe our friends to our right will share some of these donuts with us.
So here's Sagapolutele. He'll have to scramble out of the pocket, pressured, and he'll just get that throw out of the way to save the yardage.
Yeah, Sagapolutele did a good job of getting the ball back to the line of scrimmage. He escaped from the pocket, so no intentional grounding there. By doing that, he saved about 8 yards, and it'll still be a 3rd and manageable coming up right here as we're nearly 4 minutes into this 3rd quarter.
And again, you got to think about, the Farrington Governors and defensively trying to mix up their rushes and their pressures for Sagapolutele and showing him something different. And I think for the most part, Sagapolutele has done a good job of reading what the defense is sending him.
Yeah, I would look for another delay handoff here, maybe a draw type of situation here for Campbell.
Here's Sagapolutele. Will look left, pass up top, and going up high to the 2nd level to get that one is a Bang Perez, and he's having himself an afternoon.
Again, Campbell's saying, Kyle, you have no idea what you're talking about, because instead of a conservative play on 3rd down, they go deep on that one to the left side and actually push it to the 5-yard line. And again, what I mentioned was Campbell is creating these one-on-one matchups, and even though their receivers are a little smaller than Farrington's defenders, it doesn't matter because they're working in space and they're using that cushion to really create some nice passing plays here.
So 7 minutes, 29 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and goal from the Farrington 5, Sagapolutele under center. And the give goes to Sansano, shuffles his way forward, and so get maybe 1 to 2 yards on that one.
And I was surprised there. I thought Sagapolutele would keep it and run the bootleg. All the defenders bid on it. I wouldn't be surprised if Campbell goes back to that play and maybe lets their quarterback run for a score next time.
Yeah, they definitely ran that play back in the 1st half to get that score towards the ending of that 1st half. But Campbell knocking on the door here, midway through the 3rd quarter. Trying to answer the pick 6 from Farrington, Liu Fao, that got them on the board. So Sagapolutele under center. They'll put a man in motion. And there's going to be a penalty before the snap. And that's going to be a delay of game against Campbell.
Yeah, that's one of those where, and this might be odd to say, but I think Campbell might benefit from that 5-yard penalty because instead of being up at the 3-yard line, they're now, or the 4, pardon me, they're now back to the 9, which actually gives them a lot more room to work with their passing attack. So I'm not really bothered if I'm Campbell by that play. And now they bring in some more personnel and spread it out as they look to create some openings for their receivers. I'm going to look for some kind of pass to the corner here for Sagapolutele.
So 2nd and 9 now after that penalty. Jara to the right of Sagapolutele. As he'll drop back, pressure quickly to the corner.
Oh, he had it.
Incomplete.
Yeah, the good pressure there by Farrington caused the timing to be off, but Olivier Costa was wide open there in the left corner of the end zone, and that's what that extra space gives you, is that slow developing play. Let the receivers get into space, and we'll see here on 3rd down if they go back to that, maybe now to the right side, knowing that Farrington might load up on that side of the field.
I'm starting to see some hands on hips here from Farrington. Now we're reaching the middle part of the 3rd quarter as they have been out there for pretty much majority of this second half.
Yeah, it's a warm day here in Ever Beach, and you also have that artificial turf, which adds about 10 or 15 degrees to an already hot day, which is starting around 90 degrees as it was.
So 3rd down and 9. Sagapolutele pressured, steps up, and is not going to get it out in time. So nice defensive pressure and tackling there from the Farrington defense.
Yeah, that was Peyton Tanavasa teaming up with Shannon Iosua Talamoa. They combined for the takedown there of the Sagapolutele quarterback for Campbell. And it's going to bring up a 4th and long, but a good job there by Farrington, staying disciplined, maintaining their running lanes, and because of that, the speedy Campbell quarterback couldn't score.
And Campbell, with no hesitation, is going to be going for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, this is a smart move. You don't want to kick a field goal here up by 22. You might as well go for it. Even if you don't make it, it'll basically result in a punt, pinning Farrington back near its own end zone.
So trips to the near side. As Campbell takes a timeout. We'll take one as well at 5:23 here in the 3rd quarter. Campbell up 29-7. This is OIA football right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
Childhood should be the happiest time of life. For many, sadly, it's riddled with pain, rejection, and isolation. But Mercy Ships is restoring hope to some of the world's most forgotten children through free, life-changing surgeries. No one can change the world on their own, but together we can transform it, one person, one child at a time. To learn more about how you can help, go to mercyships.org today.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
And back here at Eva Beach, here in a 4th down and 10 play. Sagapolutele to the corner on the far side. And there comes the penalty. Most likely going to be pass interference there.
Yeah, that one's going to be called on Everest Cole Rodriguez. He did a good job on defense. In high school, there is no face guarding, so he got his hands up. The problem was he made too much physical contact with the receiver, and it's going to be a positive play for Campbell. However, something to remember is there's no automatic first down for pass interference in the high school game. So that actually was a very good play by Farrington because it would have been an easy touchdown for Campbell. Now it's going to be half the distance, and it'll still be 4th down. So Farrington gets another shot at it to try to get the ball back from Campbell.
So they'll move him up about 5 yards, and which actually, like you said, benefits Farrington because now Campbell has less room to run some of their routes. So let's see what Campbell does here on 4th and 5. Jar to the right of Sagapolutele. And again, a little quicker pass up top, and this one will fall incomplete to Olivier Costa. And it was there for a moment, but a turnover on downs as Farrington holds strong.
And there was Rodriguez again playing very well from his defensive back, the cornerback position, and he played the exact same defense he did on the previous play. The only difference was he was smart about not making contact, got his arm up, deflected the pass, and there'll be a turnover on downs. Farrington getting it back down by 22.
And you know, these are the type of moments and plays that the coaching staff for Farrington, I think I would circle, because these were, first off, the pick six was a big play for them. But this stand and holding Campbell, that is a huge win and momentum builder for this Farrington team as they keep going.
Right, and I mentioned it earlier in the game, even if Farrington doesn't come back to win, they can, like you said, circle this, put it on tape, and start getting ready to implement some of these strategies earlier in the game so that they don't fall so far behind. And as I say that, a missed connection on a toss play, and luckily for Farrington, they avoid a safety, but it is a long loss on the first down run.
And like you said, it's a fortunate job there from Samuela to go and get it. But now Farrington's just going to have to be really careful because they are deep in their own territory and not wanting to give Campbell the ball in this type of situation. So after the loss, it'll be 2nd down and 13 from the Farrington 2.
Campbell pressing up against the line, playing a very stingy defense here.
So Samuelu will get the give, and he's trying to backpedal his way for some extra yards, but looks like he'll take it back to the original line of scrimmage.
And Farrington very fortunate there. Campbell sniffed that out all the way. It was a good job by Farrington fighting for more yards. At least they make it back to the original line, and it'll be 3rd and 10, but that could have been disaster had that initial first down play trickled into the end zone and Campbell pounced on it.
So about 4 minutes here in the third quarter as Fa'avi just at the goal line awaiting the snap. Samuelu right by him. He'll back up, pass to the far sideline, lofty pass, and it goes up and gets it in Chanson Smith for a big first down conversion there for Farrington.
Yeah, Farrington taking a chance with Smith right there, and that's what we talked about at halftime. Farrington needs to press the issue. They need to go deep with the pass. They did it there and picked up the first down.
So Farrington with a little bit of breathing room now at their 23. Fa'ave will shuffle through the pocket. Quick throw to the far side. This is going to be complete. That's complete to Ponciano on the far side. Quick short pass.
Yeah, Campbell a bit on their heels there. Good job by Farrington with the hurry-up offense. Campbell really didn't have time to set up, and because of that, they were able to pick up a few on that passing play.
2nd down and 8 from the 25. Fa'ave looks left, is pressured, and there comes Campbell, but the ball comes out, but they're going to mark him down right there.
Yeah, that was Kaisen Kupuka'a. I believe that's his 2nd sack today already. Very active from the linebacker position, and so far Farrington having a very difficult time getting Fa'avi not only time, but space to throw the ball. And other than that long pass completion they had a few plays ago, the pass game has been virtually non-existent for the Governors this afternoon.
So 3rd down and 17. Fa'avi looks right, steps up, throws up top. This one about 2 inches too high as Smith went up with one hand as he couldn't reel that one in coverage. So that'll set up a 4th down here for Farrington.
Yeah, Smith did a very good job of trying to get that one-handed catch, but again, that pass by Fa'avi just too high, and it was because, again, he was bothered by the pressure. If he had time to stand in there, that would have been a relatively easy pass over the middle, but because of the pressure, it results in an incompletion and another punt heading Campbell's way.
So 2:44 here in the third quarter as awaiting to punt here for Farrington is Liu Fao, who is responsible for the points on the board here for Farrington. Hit that pick six, 51 yards. As back to return here for Campbell is Lave as a high punt. And Lave signaling a dead ball. And actually he fakes to go get it, but he'll let it go as Farrington will down the football as Campbell will come back out on offense.
Yeah, and that was nearly a blocked punt. A good job by Campbell getting some pressure on the punter. However, for Farrington, they got another positive bounce on it, so at least Campbell's backed up a little bit, but they still will get the ball around midfield.
So 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go, and it's going to be interesting to see how this Campbell offense responds after being held after a decent drive, stopped at the goal line. Let's see how they respond here, 1st and 10.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised for Campbell. Again, a deep strike. They're really going to test the DBs of Farrington.
Sagapolutele Short pass. This one will head behind Sansano and falls incomplete.
Yeah, and that was one of those plays where Sansano was a little too fast for his own good. He actually outran the timing route there. He needed to catch that ball around the line of scrimmage and then take off, but he was 5 yards down the field, and because of that, it fell right around his feet.
So 2nd down and 10 now. Ball at the Campbell 46-yard line. And as now it's becoming a nice cooled afternoon here in the 3rd quarter. It was very hot in that first half, but I'm glad that now the clouds have come here in Ewa Beach. Nice overcast day. So Sakapole here on 2nd down. And so shuffle up, find some open space in front of him, and he'll take it. A few moves and will head out of bounds on the quarterback keeper there for the scramble.
Yeah, Sagapolatelli did a good job of getting his yardage, but then smartly getting out of bounds, and he avoided a big hit by Isaias Tomas, the junior linebacker from Farrington. And I think that's one of the characteristics of a quarterback who is ready for the next level. Instead of kind of thinking about, oh, I need my stats, I need my yards, he's thinking about the team. So he gets the yardage, gets out of bounds, lives to play another play, especially knowing that his team is already up by 22 points.
And right now it's looking like they're going to call for a measurement on where he might stand and where he might be.
They should just give him the first down. I think at this point, there it is. Cal Evans motions first down. You don't need to stop the clock there. Just give it that signal and let's go. Clock management. That's how we do it.
So 1st and 10. Now after the Sagapolutele scramble. So go double wides to either side. Sansano to his left. Sagapolutele kind of taking his time here. And the give goes to Sansano. But nice defensive stand that time from the Farrington defensive line to kind of hold Sansano for a short gain.
Yeah, definitely a lot of props go out to the Farrington defense today. Even though the scoreboard is favoring Campbell, Farrington has done very well for about 80% of the plays. It's those 20% that have resulted in the long touchdown passes for Campbell. But I know it's easy to say, but you take those away, and it's almost an even matchup. Now, if Farrington can kind of figure out how to counter that, they're going to do very well as this season progresses.
About 1 minute and 39 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. 29-7, Campbell up. Sagapolutele scanning, steps up, throws, and this one goes behind the receiver, and now we have a flag in the backfield, and this might be in the area of holding.
Yeah, I think the reason Sagapolutele had time and room to make that pass was there was a takedown in the backfield, and we're going to see now what the referees call, but it looks like there was a reason why Sagapolutele had so much time there. And now the referees are asking, do they want to take the ball back with the yardage and keep it 2nd down, or because it was incomplete, decline the penalty and make it 3rd and 8?
So it is a holding, and it's going to back up Campbell. And so they'll move the yardage back, but keep it down, like you said.
Yeah, if I was Farrington there, I would have declined it and made it 3rd and 8, because now, as we said, near the goal line, you actually give Campbell just more room and more time to get something going here. With 1:29 left in the 3rd, time is of the essence as Farrington basically can't allow any more scores and then needs to score 3 unanswered, even just to tie this game.
Well, the receiver that I'm looking for is Ball, who is on the single receiver on the near sideline, already with 2 reception touchdowns this afternoon.
And the DB Araminia is way off the line.
And actually, the give goes to Sansano, and Farrington's defense held strong again in holding Sansano. So it should be 3rd down right now. 3rd and 20. So again, Farrington trying to hold strong again. To holding this quick striking offense here from Campbell.
Now, this would be a big play coming up here. If Farrington can make a stop, they do have a shot. However, if Campbell can either get a first down or maybe even more, they might be able to put this one out of reach quickly.
So again, ball will be a single receiver on the near sideline. Play action. Sagapolutele looks. And I think he's going to get brought down in the backfield for a sack.
Yeah, it looks like number 30 there, Peyton Tanavasa making the sack. And that's a big stop by Farrington. They're going to force a punt. And this third quarter clock will wind down. However, Farrington's still hanging around, down by 3 scores, and about to get the ball back as we head to the fourth quarter.
And it looks like they're going to be okay with taking this to the third quarter. So we will take the quarter break as the score 29-7, Campbell up as we head to the fourth and final quarter. You're listening to OIA Football here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalua Opalena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Hawaii at highschoolofficials.com.
Honey, did you fix the door yet?
Don't worry, the best and brightest are on it.
Well, I don't know if I would go that far.
Oh, not me, dear. I'm talking about Kama'aina Handyman. They have the highest customer service ratings with over 1,000 reviews. And they're voted best handyman service on Oahu.
Oh, Kama'aina Handyman. They fixed our neighbors' windows.
Yep, I went to kama'ainahandyman.com and they can fix our cabinets and closet doors too.
Huh, and now I don't have to worry about you breaking anything.
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
Mahalo, Kama'aina Handyman.
You're listening to OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health.
As we're back to live action here on the special teams play, as Farrington on the return will take it out of bounds as we start the fourth quarter, 29-7 here, and a nice defensive stand there from Farrington to hold Campbell.
Yeah, like we said in our second half keys to the game, Farrington needs to make stops and then convert their offense to scores. They've done it once so far via defense. Now the Governors need to step up and get some points for their offense. But before we get back to the game, you heard that voice coming back for our rejoin. We got to give a shout out. Happy birthday to Alan Mia. I hope he's listening. I know he's doing some interesting things with his career, trying to get some TV work under his belt. But happy birthday, Alan, and thanks for all you do here for our team at HSRN.
Yeah, ditto to that. Happy birthday, Alan. Hope you're enjoying your day with your ohana. So 1st and 10 as Fa'avi now has some time, puts an arm into this one. Pass downfield is going to be incomplete as double covered. That time was Smith as he almost came down with it, falls incomplete.
Yeah, that was Scoob Pauno Fe'ai, who did a nice job of getting his hand in there at the very last minute and breaking that pass up. And again, Farrington finally pushing the ball deep, but going into double coverage. I would say run that same play, but instead work the sidelines. Both of those receivers had one-on-one coverage.
So make it 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 44-yard line of Farrington. Samuelu to the left of Fa'avi. Double wides to either side. Long snap count. Fa'avi drops back. Quick pass. And this is picked off as jumping the route. That's going to be Zachariah Alualu Tuiolemotu.
Yeah, and Zeki there making a nice play. 230-pound linebacker looking like a DB there, zigging and zagging his way, making the pick. And if Campbell here can convert, that might be all she wrote for Farrington. A big play by Campbell's defense, knowing that Farrington was trying to push the issue a bit, trying to close the door there, was Campbell on defense.
So now Campbell has a chance here to answer after the nice defensive stand earlier from Farrington. Nice opportunity made that time from the Campbell defense as they'll take over with 11:36 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and Zeki Alualu Tuile Motu was one of the players that our own Michael Lascaro talked about in our pregame notes, and he's done a great job for us all season in helping us prepare. And it's always nice when our preparation comes to fruition here in our games of the week.
Sagapolutele's pass to the near sideline, that's complete to Olivier Costa. As it's another first down there for Campbell.
And again, Campbell going back to that timing route, going inside out, the slot receivers making things happen. And Campbell, I think, realizing they need to go back to that quicker pace and put Farrington on its heels if they're going to add a couple of scores here and finish this game out.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the Farrington 32. Sagapolutele to the right of Sansano. As he'll give it to Sansano as he kind of shuffles his way forward, but this will be a minimal gain that time for Sansano.
Yeah, that was one of those where I think you want to take some time off the clock if you're Campbell, and also kind of poke and prod at that defensive line of Farrington, seeing who's worn down, who can you pick on, and we'll see what Campbell does here. I'm going to think they're going to go back to one of those deep passes now, knowing that they're loading up the right side with their top receiver, Tyson Ball.
Second down and 11. Sagapolutele drops back, shuffles up, pressure, spins away, trying to get out, penalty out, throws on the run. That is complete to Olivier Costa, and he will get his way into the end zone, but we do have a flag to see if that's going to come back.
Yeah, it's probably going to be another holding penalty. There was a reason Sagapolutele got out of that jam, and it was because Farrington was held. So what could have been a nice touchdown pass is going to be negated, and instead Campbell will march the other way.
So points will come off, and I'll move the Campbell offense in the other direction. And so they'll get brought back to the 43-yard line.
Again, props to Farrington. They're continuing to fight. They're down by 3 scores, but their defense is going to keep them in games all season, even against great teams like Campbell. And, of course, they're going to play top Open Division talent like Kahuku, Mililani, and so on.
So make it second down and 22 to go. Trips up top. Single man on the bottom in Costa. Sagapolutele out of the gun. Throws to Sansano. Trying to get some open space. And the ball came out. And Farrington is signaling that they have it. Let's see. Farrington comes up with it. The fumble. And scooping it up is number 23.
We just talked about it. Farrington playing good defense. They got a turnover there. Now it is crucial that they turn this into points. Down by 3 touchdowns. Farrington needs to score here, needs a touchdown here if they're going to have a shot at getting back in this ball game.
Now as the Farrington offense comes back out, gives us an opportunity to let you know that the Hawaii Sports Radio Network has partnered with Scoring Live to bring you the best overall coverage of high school sports in the state. Visit scoringlive.com for live scores and stats, photos, league schedules, and much more. So first down give goes to Samuelu, and he'll continue his work all afternoon that we have been seeing from him, as he'll get a good 8-yard run up the middle.
And that's fine and good for Farrington, but you're going to have to move with a little more pace here. They are, I was going to say no huddling, and then they huddle, so clock is ticking under 10 minutes here. No time to waste for Farrington.
Second down and 1. Fa'avi going to be out of the gun. Double wides to either side. We'll put a man in motion in Smith, and he'll get it on the jet sweep. Going far side as he will run about 15 to 20 yards, and he'll get maybe 2-3 yard run for a first down for Farrington.
And a quick note for our listeners who are driving out to watch the Kahuku game in person tonight. Apparently there's a major traffic jam already taking 30 minutes just to get from BYU Hawaii out to Kahuku. So if you add that to the normal drive time, it's probably going to take you at least an hour just to get from Kaneohe to Kahuku. So for those of you making the drive and listening to us, thanks for doing that. Hang with us, and hopefully you get to that game tonight.
And here on the run, ball comes loose. It's still loose, and Campbell picks it up, and they're trying to take it back to the house. That's Austin Filoteo, and he'll get the scoop and score into the end zone. Touchdown, Sabres.
And that is the dagger. The Sabres have been on the precipice of pulling away all throughout the second half, and finally defense leads to offense for the Sabres. Campbell showing why they are, at least in my eyes, and I think in our collective eyes, Chaz, the top team in the OIA and maybe right now in the state.
And what a job that time from the Campbell defense to be alert, to be ready, saw the opportunity, and that ball actually was squirming around for maybe about 5 seconds or so, and able to pick it up was Filoteo, and able to take that one all the way to the Hale for the score.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, that kind of boa constrictor attack that Campbell has. They got up by such a big lead early that Farrington is basically almost like a baseball pitcher, right? When you load the bases and you're throwing high leverage pitches, every pitch you're gonna make a mistake, and that's what happened to Farrington there. Is they've been playing with their backs against the wall basically since we started, and they finally started to wear down, and it showed with that turnover, which led to 6 for Campbell.
And right now, Campbell trying to set themselves up here, as due to that quick change, the special teams unit making sure they have the right amount of personnel, as the kick goes up by Parker, and it is good. So off of a scoop and score from Filoteo, it adds to the Campbell lead, 36-7 here in the fourth quarter. You're listening to OIA football right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
This is your home for Dallas Cowboys football. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join us all season long as the Cowboys look to defend their NFC East title and work their way towards Super Bowl 59. We'll bring you all the exciting NFL action each week. Dallas Cowboys football can be heard right here
on Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Brought to you by Ko'olau Federal Credit Union. No matter where on Oahu you stay, you can join Ko'olau FCU today.
Go Cowboys!
You've gone to protests, written letters, even considered chaining yourself to a tree. But saving the world is not easy at all. Fortunately, saving a life is. And when you donate 1 pint of blood, you can save up to 3 lives. Visit bloodsaves.com to learn more.
And back here in Ewa Beach, here for the kickoff, as this one heads out of bounds, but this is not after a 44-yard scoop and score from Austin Filoteo to add to the Campbell lead, 36-7 here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that kick out of bounds, not what Campbell wanted following the score. It'll bring the ball out to the 35. So at least Farrington getting a little bit of life here, but again, now down by 4 scores, 9:31 left to go in the game. They're going to have to not only score, but score often and then get the ball back from Campbell. It is a tall order, but we'll see what the Governors can do here.
And so they'll come back out 1st and 10 after the penalty on the kickoff. Going to be at their own 35. And Samuelu will be in at the Wildcat formation as he'll rush his way forward, as he'll get a good couple yards. And after that, let's go ahead and take a quick break for the 10-second break for the sponsor read. We'll be right back.
Home of the Dallas Cowboys, KGU AM K236CR Honolulu is the Hawaii Sports Radio Network on 95.1 FM and AM 760.
And back here at Eva Beach. 2nd down and 5 as a give up the middle. And the keeper from Samuelu, as we've seen this formation from them this afternoon in that Wildcat formation.
Yeah, and we've talked about it. Farrington can't really waste time like this. They're already down to 8 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game. They picked up 5, but it doesn't really matter. You need big chunk yardage here. You need to get the passing game going. Maybe get some penalties, get some pass interferences. Right now, Campbell's entire defense is within 10 yards of the ball. They're not really forcing the issue at all.
So 3rd down and 4 at their own 36 is Farrington. As now they're going to go big package. And there is a penalty before the snap, and most likely it's going to be a delay of game against Farrington.
Yeah, usually with a game this lopsided score-wise, you don't see that call there against the team trailing, but I guess the referee decided to make that call there. Oh.
Well, actually, I think it was a...
Oh, illegal substitution.
Yeah.
12 men on the field for Campbell. That's actually a good call, because had that play gone, it would have been illegal participation, which is 15 yards from the end of the play. So that actually helps Campbell out a bit, as it's only a 5-yard penalty. And now the referees are going to talk it over again. Actually, Campbell's going to call a timeout, I believe.
And as Campbell calls a timeout, we'll keep it here. And actually, there is no penalty as they pick it up on that one. So 8:09 here in the 4th quarter. 36-7 is our score. And for Farrington, I think moving forward, like you said, they're doing a lot of good small things here and there, but it's that 20% of plays that I think they're going to have to clean up a little bit moving forward for them here in the Open Division.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy, again, to go back and we'll call it Saturday afternoon quarterback this, but let's say Farrington doesn't get in a 29-0 hole and are only trailing 14-0. They get that pick 6. They cut that lead in half. We have a great ball game. We still do, but I'm just saying that once Farrington kind of let the wheels fall off early, it made it nearly impossible to come back. But again, Farrington is putting good film on tape, like you said, circling plays that they can go back to as they continue this gauntlet of an OIA Open Division season.
So 3rd down play here, big pile up in the big formation as Samuelu tries to follow some blockers for some room, as he'll get maybe a couple on that one. But that'll set up a 4th down here for Farrington.
Yeah, again, clock continuing to run. We're going to get a timeout by Farrington, and this might be the last gasp as far as Farrington trying to legitimately get back in this game, down by 29, and the clock is still running. They need to stop that.
As the clock stops.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it's
there
still
it is.
going. Okay, there the clock does stop now.
That's one way to milk the clock if you're Campbell.
But as we have a moment, I also want to let you know that this broadcast was brought to you in part by Dial Electric Supply, Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, lighting up Hawaii since 1972. And, we've been talking a lot about the Farrington side, but I think also we can talk about Campbell. They had a really good first half, but I think there were some plays that, I think Coach DJ and his staff are going to remember me like, hey, we're going to have to clean this up moving forward.
And again, Campbell did give up a lot of pressure that led to sacks. And if they do that against teams like Mililani and Kahuku, they might not be on the positive side of the score. And Farrington basically waving the white flag here. They're going to punt it away on 4th down. And they're, I think, agreeing with us that they really don't have an answer for what Campbell's bringing to the table today.
And Liu Fao is going to pin back Campbell back in their own territory, back in about the 21-yard line. And Campbell will come back out offensively with 7:19 to go in the fourth quarter.
And for Campbell here, it's important that even though they're going to try to run the ball, I'm guessing, and take some time off the clock, you also can't forget your pass game, because that's what's been so successful for them. And because their pass game continues to wind the clock with successful completions, I think Campbell will stick to that game plan as Sagapolutele remains in the game with Campbell up by 29 and 7:19 left to go.
So Sagapolutele will set up the offense here, 1st and 10. Double wides to either side. Drops back. Gonna take a shot downfield. Has a man, and it's caught as he is gonna take it to the house. Zayden Olivier Costa with a touchdown reception. And just like that, Campbell strikes back.
And for the first time in a while, I was right on that one. Campbell sticking with the pass game. I didn't think they were going to go deep, but again, Farrington thinking Campbell's going to run the ball. They brought up their defense, loaded the box. Campbell identified it. Sagapolutele found his wide open receiver. And Olivier Costa with the Jets down the sideline for a quick touchdown, putting Campbell way ahead into potential Mercy Rule territory.
What a pass, what a throw, what a catch. And like you said, Costa with the speed burners at the end of that catch, got into open space, beat his man in coverage to get himself open for that pitch and catch. And now Parker on to attempt the extra point. It's up. And signal is good, so it's 7:09 to go. Campbell adds to their lead, 43-7. We'll step aside here at homecoming. You're listening to OIA football right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
The Department of Veterans Affairs is so innovative, it not only improves the lives of veterans, it transforms the lives of healthcare professionals who serve them. With access to the latest technologies and remarkable benefits, transform your future at vacareers.va.gov.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
And back here at homecoming, 43-7 is your score here between Campbell and Farrington. Off of the deep pitch and catch from Sagapolutele to Olivier Costa to add to the Campbell lead. And now, like you mentioned earlier, Kyle, now this will put into effect the mercy rule in the clock, and explain to our listeners what can we look forward to in that one.
Yeah, so once a team pushes their lead to 35 points or more anytime in the second half, the mercy rule clock goes into effect. So we're at that point. The clock doesn't stop except for scores, injuries, penalties, and timeouts. And as I say that, Farrington looks to get it under the mercy rule threshold with a big scamper there by their big running back, Kingston Samuelu.
And Samuelu, probably one of his longest runs of the afternoon, is into Campbell territory and setting up the offense really nicely here on first down.
Yeah, we'll see what Farrington can do here. Obviously out of reach of getting the victory today unless something crazy happens. But again, this is where you play for pride. You put some good plays on film and see what happens next week.
So Samuelu tries the other side, and he'll get brought down for a smaller gain this time.
Again, we want to give a shout out to everybody listening, not only here on Oahu, but across the state, even on the continent, and also checking us out on our YouTube channel, Hawaii Sports Radio. We're all over. We're on the airwaves. We're on YouTube. We're on social media. a lot of ways to catch us, and thanks for listening to our game of the week here from Ewa Beach.
And they'll make it 2nd down and 6 now. Ball at the 43 of Campbell. Sfa'avi, or that's Smith rather. And that pitch and catch is going to be complete. I'm trying to get a receiver there for you. That's a short gain. And that's going to be Govani Siamani, the senior.
Yeah, and even though it was a nice play by Farrington there, props to Campbell. They're bringing in some backups, some reserve players, but they're feisty as ever, making that tackle on the open field there and really trying to limit Farrington and keep this mercy rule clock flowing.
3rd down and 4. Smith will fake it, and he'll keep it himself as he's trying to fight out of it, but the rest of the Campbell tacklers get to him and bring him down for a loss.
Yeah, and that goes to the Campbell discipline on defense. Both you and I were faked out by that handoff. As I thought the running back had it for a touchdown here, but it was the quarterback keeper. But Campbell was all over that, and that goes back to on certain running plays, you don't really have a man, but you have a zone. And with everybody looking to their zone and following the ball, they made that play and made it a long 4th down coming here for Farrington.
So make it 3 minutes and 30 seconds and counting left to go here in the ball game. 43-7. Campbell up on top right now as Smith looking to the sideline for the call. 4th down play action. Smith will step up, will throw on the run, and this one is picked off by the Campbell defense. Isaiah Poyaife, as he'll take it to the house for another pick 6 for this Campbell defense.
And the hits just keep on coming for the Sabres. Farrington absolutely devastated. Another defensive score by Campbell. And, I mean, you can't really fault them. They're playing hard. And right there, Scoob made that play and scooted all the way to the end zone. Campbell pouring it on, about to make it a 50-burger on Farrington.
Campbell, like you said, kind of really taking control here in the 4th quarter with a couple defensive scores, and now looking to put the icing on the cake with this one with the extra point.
And again, I have to reiterate that Farrington played very well. It's just that Campbell is so far above and beyond not only Farrington but a bunch of these teams here in the Oahu Interscholastic Association, and they're really showing that all facets of the game are ticking and clicking for them. I would venture to say the only thing they really have to tune up is some of their special teams play and not letting some of those punts bounce in favor of the punting team, but that's pretty good when that's the only thing I can really pick on for them.
So here's a snap. Kick is up by Parker, and it is good. So 3:02 here in the 4th quarter. Campbell up 50-7 after the 2nd pick 6 by the Campbell defense. We'll be right back. This is OIA Football, OIA Sports Radio Network.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the HHSAA and the Hawaii Interscholastic Athletic Directors Association.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Chaz, Mihara, Kyle Galdeira back here at Campbell for the finishing up of this opening regular season matchup between Farrington and Campbell. About 2 minutes, 35 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter, and a 65-yard pick six from Asia Pau Gofie on the defense there for Campbell. Takes it back. And on the kickoff, there was a penalty on the return on the sideline.
It looks like a personal foul going against Campbell. That's another one of the bugaboos that I think Coach Johnson will try to fix, is some of those penalties. We saw it, again, a lot of our UH fans listening don't want to hear it, but penalties really wrecked the Rainbow Warriors today. It didn't affect Campbell, but it will in those games that are a little closer later this season.
And as we're getting ready to wrap this one up, make sure you stay tuned for the post-game show, as Kyle will be sharing our Timmy T's Grinder Player of the Game, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So 1st and 10 after the penalty from midfield. Samuelu will get the give, and you know what? That motor is continuing to go, as he's been getting a lot of touches this afternoon, and probably if I picked him for his fantasy, he would be getting me a lot of points.
Don't even get me going on fantasy. I had a rough week one.
Same. I had a rough week one too. Oh my gosh.
I do, though, have a good start to my quick picks for this week, as my pick of the Buffalo Bills beating Miami paid off so far to start the week. And on that note, we got to give a shout out to Tua Tagovailoa. We hope he's doing okay. We hope that he'll make the right decision for him and his family going forward. That was tough to see the other night playing against Buffalo, taking that hit.
So second down give goes to Samuelu, and this one's a good one. Gets the first down and tack on another 8 yards. And a nice first down there for the Governors.
And speaking of our Timmy T's Grinder of the Game, stay tuned after the game for our post-game show. We'll give that award out. But to tease it a bit, Jaren Kiave Sagapolutele already over 10,000 yards for his career. That makes him the all-time passing leader in Hawaii high school football history. And his 5 TDs today tie him with Dylan Gabriel, the current Oregon quarterback, for third all-time with 105 touchdowns in his career. We're only 3 games into the season. How about that?
So Talamoa will get the ball on the jet sweep and will rush forward for about 5 yards. As now we're reaching the final moments here of this game. About 38 seconds left to go.
And for both teams here, it's all about making positive plays but no injuries. The last thing you want to do is something crazy happen and you lose players for the rest of the year or even for the next game. I know we've seen Farrington brought some players back from suspension, a couple of guys out. This is that time where you don't want something crazy to happen.
And timeout is going to be taken on the field, and we'll keep it here. And I think moving forward for both of these squads, Farrington is coming off of a big set of preseason games. I think they had 4 in the preseason. So they've been having just week by week by week continuing to go. On the flip side for Campbell, they only had 2 games in their preseason, and they had a 2-week break, and this is their first game off of that break. So I think Coach DJ and staff are kind of happy at where they're at in the season and moving forward.
Yeah, and I was looking at Campbell's schedule. They play basically their Open Division schedule. They had 2 games before this, and then they play a random game against Kea'au on the Big Island, which might get a little ugly on the scoreboard, but that could be kind of cool for the players to get some action on the Big Island and kind of get some different looks than what the OIA provides.
And Smith's going to take a shot down the end zone, and this is going to be picked off by the defense. And what a way to be there in the end zone for the interception.
Zyrus Tauzan Salvador making the pick there, and with the Mercy Rule clock going, that'll be the end of the ball game. 50-7, the final in favor of Campbell.
And what a game on homecoming here for the Sabres as they protect home field, as they defeat Farrington 50-7 here at the opening game of the OIA Open regular season. So when we come back, we'll come back for the post-game show, players of the game, and the final thoughts as we wrap up. But Campbell takes a 50-7 victory right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
Here's the dream. Keep doing what you love. What drives you? What's your passion? Whether you're catching waves, climbing mountains, or playing with the grandkids, the choices you make now can help you keep living your life your way. At Hawaii Pacific Health, we're here to help you live healthier with preventive care and a personalized approach. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
Down the middle, the fountain tight pass. Tolentino hits it over. Outside push to Phillips, off the block and down. And Wailua goes back to back. Is your champions in for Division 2.
The OIA lives here. Relive the winning moments and listen to games on demand. Go to hawaiisportsradio.com and click on the OIA Sports tab.
Dial Electric Supply is Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier, serving commercial and retail customers alike. Located at 2240 Kalu'opolena Street, Dial Electric's expanded retail showroom features one of the largest selections of lighting fixtures, fans, and smart home lighting solutions. Schedule an appointment with one of their design experts to create a home lighting design that you will enjoy for many years to come. Visit dialelectricsupply.com or give them a call at 808-845-7811.
Great things come in threes, like the game-winning field goal, a hat trick, and Timmy T's Sandwich Shop, now with 3 locations: Kailua, the Moanalua Shopping Center, and the Kapahulu Shopping Center. Visit TimmyT's.com to skip the line and order online today.
OIA Athletics on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Dial Electric Supply.
Chaz, Mihara, Kyle Galdeira back here in Ewa Beach, here for the post-game show as Campbell on homecoming defeats Farrington 50-7. And it's been a good one here for the Sabres and celebrating on homecoming here on the brand new turf field. And Kyle, we've been a witness to some great football, some great action this afternoon. Let's get your initial thoughts as this game has wrapped up.
Well, I think it's easy to say that Campbell kind of followed the script that we thought would happen. Props to Farrington for hanging in there as long as they could, but Campbell just shows they are the class of the OIA Open Division on offense, on defense, working on their special teams, but it's just an incredible effort all around by Campbell, and the stats are amazing. We're going to get to some of those later, but just jumping off the page, offense leading to defense for the Sabres today.
And definitely the stats are going to be really exciting, like you said, that we're going to get to in a little bit. But just some programming notes for both of these squads. Farrington is going to have to rest up, practice a little bit more this week, but they're going to get ready for another big matchup coming up as they'll be visiting Kohuku in the following week. And for Campbell, they're going to rest up a little bit and get ready to host Kapolei here at home. So let's head over to Kyle, as he will be giving our players of the game as Timmy T's Grinders of the Game. Elevate your next team event with Timmy T's. Visit TimmyT's.com to pre-order sandwich trays, cookie platters, and pickle buckets. So Kyle, I'm going to send it over to you for our Grinders of the Game.
Yeah, our grinder of the game, I think it's an easy pick. Jaren Calvi Sagapolatelli. He finishes the game 18 for 30, 403 yards, 5 touchdowns. And already this season, 16 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, and just astronomical. Only 1 interception thrown. He is on track to become the player of the year. And you add that to his records that he set. He's already over 10,000 all-time passing yards. He just passed Dylan Gabriel earlier today. And he's also tied Gabriel for 3rd all-time in Hawaii history with now 105 touchdown passes. So an incredible job by Sagapolatelli. He is our Timmy T's Grinder of the Game.
Well, congratulations to Sagapolatelli on getting the passing records. and also for a great performance here tonight, or this afternoon rather, on homecoming as they get the victory 50-7 here over Farrington. So just some programming notes. We will be starting OIA broadcast for girls volleyball coming up on Tuesday. Nanakuli will be visiting Mililani at 7 p.m. And then also football broadcast will be coming up next week, Friday, Casso versus Kaimuki. Definitely want to tune in for that. Kyle, as we are wrapping up this broadcast, let's get your final thoughts as we're closing.
I think incredible, like I said, effort by Campbell. And for Farrington, don't put your heads down. Don't hang your heads. This was a great team you played today, and the fans have a lot to look forward to. That Farrington defense is legit. Now, can they get their offense going behind Fa'avi and their great running backs that they have, maybe find a little more balance? And I think they might pull maybe a shocker or two. That'll be my tease going forward for the Open Division. But, again, pivoting back to Campbell, my final thought for them is just keep doing what you're doing and rely on Sagapolutele, who is by far one of the best quarterbacks I've seen locally, at least in a couple of years.
All right, and that's a great transition to head to my mahalos. First, I want to mahalo Kyle Galdeira for your awesome work, your analysis for this game, so appreciate your hard work for that. Big thank you to Michael Lasquero, who has helped us out again with the prep work, also taking some awesome photos and things that to highlight all of these wonderful athletes. So make sure that you go ahead and check out our Instagram, social media, all those things, to check out all those awesome pics and moments. I want to thank Campbell for hosting us here this afternoon, for giving us a great spot to give you the live coverage and broadcast, and also Ku'ule Agbayani, who has been our help here in making sure that we have what we have. Beautiful setup with the tent and making us as comfortable as we can be. So appreciate you, Ku'ule. And Paul Brecht in our studios, appreciate all of your hard work for everything. And also happy birthday shout out again to Alan Mia for his hard work as well, for doing all the things for this awesome team and our station. And finally, my mahalo goes to all of you, the beautiful people, for tuning in. A lot of great things coming up, exciting things and matchups that you don't want to miss. So make sure that you tune in as we continue to provide you the best coverage as we can here for high school athletics. So big mahalo. Thank you so much. Again, final score 50-7 as Farrington falls to Campbell here on homecoming. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your evening, and until next time, aloha.
You've been listening to Timmy T's Sandwich Shop's special presentation of OIA Athletics and the featured Game of the Week on 95.1 FM and AM 760. Brought to you by Hawaii Pacific Health,
creating a healthier Hawaii.
DSE Hawaii,
Providing customer value.
and Dial Electric Supply,
Hawaii's premier lighting distributor and supplier.
Tonight's game was made possible also in part thanks to the following: play-by-play announcer Chaz Mihara, play-by-play color commentator Kyle Galdeira, on-site technical producer and operations director Ku'ule Agbayani, on-field photographer and reporter Michael Lasquero, and in-studio technical engineer Paul Brecht. Visit HawaiiSportsRadio.com for a complete programming guide of upcoming games and more. We now return you to regular scheduled programming right here on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.